on Slice TV for the opening night of high school football for the 2013 season here at Grandview High School in Grandview, Missouri. I am Heath Cooper along with my partner in crime, Coach Randy Farris, the head boys basketball coach here at Grandview High School. And Coach, we've got a unique scenario tonight because 1 year ago tonight, these two teams played on opening night last year. So again, it's Oak Park, it's Grandview, but this time it's at Grandview High School. Coach, what should we expect?
I tell you what, it's just been a excitement-filled day. We had a great pep rally, and the student body couldn't have been better at the pep rally. The football players were psyched, the captain spoke. It's just been a great day, but you know, it's kind of capped off a great few months. You know, you go back to the spring when the boys basketball team made it to the quarterfinals, and then later in the spring, girls track finished third in the state, and then boys track, state champions, and then the greatest event that we've had probably in a long time here at Grandview. The Department of Elementary and Secondary Education named Grandview a school that is certified with distinction just a few weeks ago, and that is quite an honor. In fact, the Kansas City Star just today in the editorial board stated that Grandview was a beacon among schools on the south side. And then, of course, Governor Nixon is going to be showing up next Tuesday.
So a pretty good year for Grandview High School. Let's talk about the game tonight. Grandview High, like we had mentioned earlier, goes to Oak Park last year and absolutely demolishes the Northmen. Now, Oak Park comes back to Grandview. Coach Leach in his sixth year loses some players, a starting quarterback and offensive lineman, but he's got a stable of running backs and a really good defense.
Well, Coach Leach is doing what all great coaches do. Experienced coaches, he's been here 6 years. He has had some great offensive attacks. He's produced players even back dating when he was the quarterback coach. He produced Michael Burton. He was the offensive coordinator when Josh Freeman, who now plays at Tampa Bay, was the quarterback. And he produced a NFL caliber receiver in Brandon Kinney. But those wide open days are over because that's not the type of personnel we have now. But what we do have are two really, really good solid running backs left over from last year, Jarrell Alexander and Javon Turner. And we expect those two will carry the load for us in more of a lead option type attack this year. And then, of course, one of the reasons for the running attack is we can really, really count on a stout defense based on Appa Vicinia, who has committed to Kansas University, and Freedom Keem-Maladen, who has committed to Nebraska University.
Okay, so let's look at the other side of the ball. Oak Park Northmen, very, very undersized, very young last year, only one win. Coach Chris Holt in his second year, trying to lay a good foundation up at Oak Park, a traditional state championship type team. But Coach, what do they look like this year?
Well, Coach Chris Holt is kind of doing a similar thing to Coach Leach. They only won one game last year, but he really thought with his young team that he brought them along last year. And one thing he's doing, he's kind of taking a page from old Chiefs coach Marv Levy way back in the day, who was running the wing T formation, incidentally invented by famous Mizzou coach Don Farreau. And they ran that with the Chiefs, and Coach Holt has brought that out. And they're going to be running, it's like a 3-yard and a cloud of dust type of offense. But they're going to be running that behind tailback Marcus Caldwell. And then also, too, they have the two returning defensive players in Drew Abbott, who's a linebacker, and Matt Neal, who's a safety. And they're building around a running attack and a stout defense also.
Okay, so this should be a good one, Coach. Keys to the game.
Well, the keys to the game when you've got two teams that are exhibiting this type of offense is you've got to control the ball. Probably the team that has the time of possession to their side will probably win the game. Then also, when you're trying to play this way, you cannot turn the ball over. You've got to keep turnovers to a minimum. And then the third thing is, with this stout defense we have behind Vicinia and Keem-Maladen, we've got to get stops.
Okay, one last thing, and we're feeling it in here. It's hot, 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 triple digits. Most teams throughout the Metro move their game back to 8 o'clock. This one here is at 7. Coach, Grandview's in black jerseys. How do these coaches deal with the heat?
Well, the black jerseys can be a factor, and this new turf that we brought in last year can be a factor too, but the field is cooling down as the shadows go over the field. I don't really expect it to be a factor because nowadays in football, the referees take charge and they are safety first. They will give us enough water breaks to make sure that these kids are able to perform to the highest of their ability.
Okay, we are about 3 minutes away from kickoff. Coach, let's get ready to rumble. Oak Park, Grandview, Slice TV coming up.
Let's get ready to run. Feel the fires into the rear. It's nice and I know how to win. Stand forward, bring it to.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to rock here at Grandview High School. It's Grandview against Oak Park, opening night of the 2013 high school football season here on Slice. Once again, I am Heath Cooper,
Bulldogs,
along with
number 2,
head
Jarrell
boys
Alexander, and
basketball
number
coach
5,
here at Grandview
Ryan
High School,
Winters.
Coach Randy Farris.
Hey, just like we said in the pregame, both teams are wanting to exhibit their defenses, and so Oak Park won the toss, but they elected to kick because they want to be on defense first.
So as Coach said, Oak Park will kick off. Grandview, two of their better athletes deep to receive, and here we go. The 2013 season is underway. On the return is Jarrell Alexander, one of the best running backs in the metro area, up to about the 24-yard line.
It's a little early, and the special teams will need some work. The blocking wasn't real crisp there, but Jarrell did a nice job. He got it out to the 25.
And a good job by Oak Park on coverage as they bottled one of the better running backs in the metro area, Jarrell Alexander, up on the play. So Grandview will start under center. A quarterback for the Grandview Bulldogs, Reggie Collier, number 9. Handoff, Jarrell Alexander up the middle for about looked like about a 10-yard gain, coach, up to the 31.
Well, some nice blocking in there. They ran right off of Appa Vicenia, as we might expect, because he's going to be able to probably handle his man. Nice little gain of 6. Darian Aldridge with the handoff.
Excuse me, folks. Darian Aldridge at quarterback for the Bulldogs. You see Freedom Akeem-Aladdin, the tight end, back in motion. Handoff. He trips and falls, and Oak Park is there to wrap up the running back. So no gain, maybe a loss of 1 on the play.
Well, that time, had Jarrell Alexander not tripped, that play was set up really well because they moved Freedom from one side to the other and reset the tight end on the other side, and then they came and ran it to his side. And there was a hole there, but unfortunately Jarrell tripped.
3rd down and 5 to go. Just kicking off here on Slice, Grandview against Oak Park.
It's interesting that we're going no huddle here, which
hand out to Alexander, and he is swamped by that Oak Park defense.
Number 2, Jarrell
It's number 60 for Oak Park, Greg Coble.
Well, just a really nice job. He did a bull rush on his man and pushed him back in the backfield and was able to stop up the play.
And, Coach, so far, you talked about that offensive line featuring Appa Vicenia for the Bulldogs. But so far, Grandview not off to a good start. Grandview back to punt here. Back deep for the Northmen, Evan Wilson. And Grandview shanks off the side of his foot. And that ball is going to go backwards to the 24-yard line. Well, Grandview will down it. And, Coach, they may have lost yards on that punt.
I believe they did. It looks like they lost 5 or 6 yards. Actually, this is a good test for our defense early in the season here. We got to come out, and when you have a quick change like that and you put your defense in a situation like that, it's a great test to see their mettle.
Exactly correct. A little adversity here for the Bulldogs early. Coach mentioned before the game this Oak Park Northmen running that wing tee offense, something a lot of teams don't run anymore. Quarterbacking the Northmen is number 8. I'm sorry, Joey Scott. Marquand Scott, excuse me. Scott gets the ball, handoff, number 32, and he is swamped in the backfield by the Bulldogs. That's number 23.
Number 32, Drew Abbott with the carry.
Number 30.
Brought down for a loss in the backfield by number 33, Devin Woods.
That was Devin Woods, excuse me. Devin Woods in the background.
Now, Devin Woods, the middle linebacker, so quick and reads so well. He's a 3-year starter back there. But if he hadn't got there, we had a gang of tacklers there waiting on the guy. Great pursuit by the entire defensive team.
So we've had 4 total offensive plays, both teams combined, and we are negative in yardage so far. Looks like we have a referee stoppage here. I didn't see any flags on the play, Coach. Did you?
I haven't yet. It seems to be a timing issue. I think maybe one of the play clocks is not working.
Yeah, that's what it looks
and
like.
So they'll have to time it on the field.
Well, as Coach had mentioned, when this happens at the high school level, the referee will time directly on the field, so we are ready to go. It is now 2nd and 12, Oak Park. The ball is on the 23-yard line of the Bulldogs. It's Scott in the backfield, and he is flanked by number 32, Drew Abbott, the running back and linebacker for these Northmen. Coach, you had mentioned this earlier. This Oak Park team will play several guys both ways, and in this hot weather, that at some point you would think would have an effect on the Northmen.
Well, that's why I think it's a really good idea that we were in a no huddle, because we want to keep them on the field and keep them from getting any rest.
Flag on the play.
Flags on the play. May have been a false start, I would think, Coach.
Yeah, I believe so. Several linemen for Oak Park, I think, were not on the snap count. Let me follow up on what I was saying before. The fact that we're in no huddle and we're trying to set up the pace, that might be directly because they have so many people going both ways, and we're trying to wear them down.
Encroachment against the Bulldogs.
It is.
The linemen were pulled off by a Bulldog player.
Okay, so that moves Oak Park even closer. It's now 2nd and 7 at about the 20-yard line. We have still yet to see positive yardage from either team. It is early, but more yards and penalties so far than actual game yards. Once again, it's Scott in the backfield. He's flanked to his left by number 32, Drew Abbott, the senior. Scott will keep it on the option to his left. He'll pitch it, running down the sideline. Got a crease, but quickly wrapped up right around the 18-yard line. Once again, it's Devin Woods there on the stop with some other Bulldogs.
Number 38, Marquise Caldwell with the carry.
It was Caldwell on the carry.
Cassio Ship did a great job coming up from his cornerback spot and filling very quickly, and was able to cover the pitch man. The most important thing when you're covering the option is everybody keeps their discipline. Someone's assigned to the quarterback, someone's assigned to the pitch. If it's a triple option, someone's assigned to the fullback. And,
Coach, you had mentioned in the pregame that this could be one of Grandview's better defenses they've had in years. And so far, outside of that kick, Grandview's looked really good on defense.
Well, we have, but here's another penalty on us, and we are going to have to cut down on these penalties.
And that will move the ball all the way down to the 7-yard line. So it'll be first down, goal to go for the Northmen on the 7-yard line. Once again, Oak Park in that wing T formation. Drew Abbott to Scott's left with the tailback, Caldwell, directly behind him. Scott gets the snap, handoff to Caldwell. No, Scott will keep it, and he will run down to about the 6-yard line, where he is immediately brought down by one of the twins, Christopher Hunley. And, Coach, you had mentioned Cassio Ship earlier coming in from the secondary. That time it's Chris Hunley coming in from the safety position to make the play.
We're getting great support. Now, they're running some wing T principles in their offense, but they're actually in what's called the pistol formation, but they're still running a lot of the same plays. Kind of interesting, in their pregame warm-up, they were still using the wing T, so this is their surprise offense that they have for us, but I'm sure they'll have more wing T later. But right now they're in the pistol.
Coach Leach has to be pretty proud of what his defense has done so far outside of the penalties. Looks like Scott's audibling out of the play. You would think, Coach, that they would run it down here this close, 2nd and 6, or 2nd and goal from the 6.
Well, we're covering man-to-man on the outside, and we're keeping the same number in the box. And so that's
Scott will keep it. He'll roll, and he's in trouble. There's pursuit. Scott rolls down to the 2-yard line, and he had to run for his life, Coach, as there were several Grandview defenders in the backfield. But that sprint right there tells you why Coach Holt likes his quarterback Scott so much.
Yes, he's got great athleticism, and he just basically uses his escapability to make yards out of a situation there where there wasn't much yardage.
Huge play. 3rd down and goal from the 3. Grandview playing pretty good defense so far. They have had some penalties, which have allowed Northmen to get down to the 3-yard line, but Grandview has been pretty salty so far, especially against the run.
All right, now they're in the wing T.
Flags on the play, and it looks like possibly a false start, which would really help out the Bulldogs here.
That was interesting. It was a wing T, and it was the crossbuck where you fake one way and go the other. And Devin just filled quickly and had that.
Coach,
if it hadn't
we
been
got
a penalty.
Grandview for, I'm sorry to interrupt, Coach. Grandview with another penalty for encroachment. That'll be halfway to the goal, and that'll put the Northmen on the yard line and a half.
It's unfortunate because Devin Woods had a great read on that play and had it stuffed.
You know, Devin Woods has been on several plays, as has many Bulldogs from the secondary. They've played good defense, Coach, but these penalties are just killing them.
Well, you start this drive with the punt for negative yardage and then tack the penalties on. And like we said, it's put our defense into a situation on the quick change here where they're really going to have to prove what they're made of. And then Coach is getting a timeout here, I'm sure, to rest them a little bit. And so try to get them to get a stop here.
Okay, folks, once again here, opening night of high school football here on the Slice Network. Check us out on our website, www.myslicetv.com. Throughout the game. And something pretty neat we have for you this year is our chat room. If you look over to the right, you can see the chat room. Drop us a little bit of a chat, and we'll respond to you directly here on the air. So post us a comment, and we'll mention some of the comments during this broadcast. Once again, I am Heath Cooper, along with the head boys basketball coach here at Grandview High School, Coach Randy Farris, our executive producer, Sheldon Neal, manning the controls this evening. Several student helpers tonight. Delshawn Newsom, the big one tonight, doing a lot of work in the heat for Slice. So here we go. Oak Park is down at the 1.5 yards, roughly the 2-yard line. Scott will now go directly under center. Tailing him is the senior Taylor Reynolds and the junior Marcus Caldwell. And the quarterback sneak, and Scott will be in for an Oak Park touchdown. So, Coach, it wasn't defense. It's penalty after penalty after penalty that hurt the Bulldogs.
Well, what we've got to do is we've got to come back in this next offensive drive, as we talked about in the pregame. We got to put together several positive plays. We've got to get ball control and maintain the time of possession.
Oak Park back to kick the extra point. Another flag on the play, Coach, and I think that's our 6th penalty of the game, and this shows you how early in the season this game is.
Actually, that penalty is the first on Oak Park. They brought in a guy too late there on the left end, and it's a substitution infraction.
So after several penalties against the Bulldogs, the Northmen finally get a penalty. And once again, Coach, kind of that first game, first quarter, maybe the heat a little bit here early as both teams getting several penalties. That moves the extra point back a few yards. High snap. Kick is up, and kick is good. Here at Grandview High School. Oak Park Northmen 7, Grandview nothing. 7 minutes and 10 seconds left in the first here on Slice. Hey, folks, stay up to date on our future broadcasts by adding us on Facebook and Twitter. Go to www.myslicetv.com and click follow. Check us out here on Slice. Okay, here we go once again. The Bulldogs will be back to receive. It's Ryan Winters and Jarrell Alexander. So it is Oak Park 7, Grandview 0 here early. And as Coach Farris mentioned, it wasn't the defense. It was the penalties by Grandview that got Oak Park the touchdown. So the Bulldogs basically giving away a free 7 as they shanked a kick and then had several penalties on the play. It'll be Winters catching it in the end zone. And, of course, Coach, here in Missouri high school rules, that's an automatic touchback. So the Bulldogs will get it out at the 20-yard line.
All right, so what we're looking for here is hopefully we've gotten rid of the jitters that we had in the first series. We'll have crisper blocking. The backs will be able to find some holes, and we'll be able to sustain a drive. The officials are now doing what we also talked about in the pregame. They're taking a timeout for water, and they should do this liberally, that we should have as many water breaks as possible. So it's a really good job by the officials.
Coach, you had mentioned it in the pregame once again. you would think at some point this heat is going to affect one or both of the teams, and possibly more Oak Park because they are playing 6 or 7 guys on both sides of the ball. So you would think as this game proceeds that the advantage will be to the Bulldogs.
And we hope it ends up that way, but right now, because we were on defense for so many minutes there for such a long period of time, Oak Park probably has the advantage right now. That's why ball control and maintaining possession during this possession is going to be so key.
Once again, folks, welcome to our opening night of high school football here on the Slice Network. I'm Heath Cooper alongside Randy Farris, executive producer Sheldon, Neal, and we're live from Grandview High School here in Grandview, Missouri. 7-0 Oak Park, 7:10 remaining in the first. So a game that is very young, and you can see there are several mistakes by both teams, especially when it comes to penalties and encroachment and jumping off sides and false starts. But it's the Bulldogs. In motion is Akeem Maladin, the Nebraska commit. That leaves Aldridge and Jarrell Alexander in the backfield. It is Alexander. No, it's Aldridge keeping it around the right end. Nice move to cut it up the middle, and he's up to about the 24-yard line. So, Coach, he fakes to Jarrell Alexander, keeps the ball, and has a nice run for about 3 or 4 yards.
And that's the lead option attack that we're going to feature this year because we have more athletic quarterbacks. And instead of throwing the ball around a lot as we have in the past, that's the type of thing we can expect out of the quarterback.
And once again, you see Coach Leach with the hurry-up offense. Again, probably seeing this Oak Park team is a little thin on both sides of the ball, maybe taking advantage of that here early and hoping this heat wears on the Northmen. Aldridge again keeping around the right side again as they continue to pound down that right side as he picks up probably about 3-4 yards there, Coach, and it looks like we're going to bring up a third down and about 3 yards.
It's kind of interesting what we're doing and the reaction to it. The reason we're running the play we're running is when we put Freedom and the other back on the other side, they're not adjusting. So we have numbers on this back side here. So when they don't adjust, we can come back this way and we have numbers, but let's see what we do this time.
Aldridge under center, single back set. Now was that a false start? Or did 75, who's just monstrous, jump over the line? So looks like it is a false start. And I believe that's on the center, Andy Rivera Hintz, number 51. And Andy, I know he's listed at 235, but Andy probably a tad bit closer to 200 as a center. Smart young man, good football player. But when you got big number 75, J.D. Short, who's weighing in at 310, right over your nose, that's got to be tough. Aldridge back again, pistol look with Jarrell Alexander directly behind. 3rd and 6 Bulldogs. Aldridge to throw, fade pattern over to the far side, and it is broken up. And, Coach, the defensive back didn't even turn around to look for the ball, and most of the time that would be a pass interference, but not this time.
Well, I think what the referee was looking for was either party getting an advantage, and they both had their position, and I think that's what he ruled when he kept the flag in his pocket.
Pass intended for number 31, Desmond Tyson, the senior wide receiver. So Grandview back to punt once again. And, Coach, we saw what happened last time. It was actually a negative yardage punt. So good snap this time. Punt is away, and it's much, much better punt. Fair catch called. And it's a fumble by Oak Park, and I think they were there to pick it up.
Well, we had great coverage there, and the kids came around to both sides, and they contained the guy, which is what they're supposed to do. But unfortunately, when the ball was fumbled, it fell straight ahead, and a Oak Park player was able to recover it.
Again, we see the mistakes and the penalties of an early game here, late August, first game of the year. Once again rearing their head. So Oak Park will take over at their own 45, so good field position for the Northmen, who are leading currently 7-0 here on the opening night of high school football on the Slice Network. Once again, it's Scott under center. Flags thrown again, and, Coach, It's almost like every down there's a flag or two on the field.
Well, that time they were in the Delaware wing T formation, and when they brought the wing back in motion to put him back to the position of the traditional wing T, our end jumped, and we get called for encroachment. We just got to settle back, not be so keyed up, and react when the ball snapped.
So once again, it's not the defense of the Bulldogs that's let them down so far. They've only given up a few yards, maybe 10 yards so far, but the penalties have really hurt the Bulldogs thus far. It is Scott under center. Directly behind him is Reynolds, the senior running back. Handoff around the end. It's Caldwell cutting up the middle, and he's got some green, folks, and he may go to the 10, to the 5, and a touchdown, Oak Park. Touchdown, Oak Park. It is Caldwell, the junior running back, going about 55 yards for the touchdown.
That time, Oak Park brought the guy in motion, and then they featured a trap block by number 50, Kyle Mackin. Great block on the inside that sprung their running back open.
So right when we talk about the Grandview defense playing so well, they give up this big run. Well, we'll do the extra point here. Extra point kick is up, and it is good. 14, Oak Park, 0 for Grandview here on opening night of high school football in the Slice Network.
Shows the end of the run. The tailback showing great speed, but the blocking in the beginning of the run was really, really crisp and really good.
So 14-0 Oak Park here, and it is early, Coach. But the Bulldogs are starting to let those mistakes pile up as they've had several penalties, and then they give up the big run right up the middle.
Well, there's no way to change what we do. We're going to have to continue to run the lead options and try to get ball possession. There is a lot of time left in this game. No reason to get away from the game plan and just keep chipping away at them, and then we'll have to shore the defense up.
And we look at the clock here, 5:19 to go. Oak Park already puts up 14 points, and, Coach, they have yet to throw a pass. But penalties and the big run have really hurt the Bulldogs. Once again, Oak Park kicking deep, back deep. Ryan Winters, and he will take it in the end zone for a touchback. So, Coach, the Bulldogs will take it back on the 20.
Bulldogs take over, 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line.
Be nice to see the Bulldogs get a little something going here on offense to help out that defense that has been on the field for quite a bit of time here in the first quarter.
That's going to become critical on this drive, and we're going to have to maintain possession and show that we can move the ball.
Right now, Oak Park has doubled Grandview High in time of possession so far in this game. So it is Aldridge. Tailing him is Darrell Alexander in the Aldridge under center. He will hand it Alexander up the middle. Nice run by Alexander around the right side up to the 30 and up to the 31-yard line. So a good run by Jarrell Alexander, is one of the better running backs in the Kansas City metro area. Finally breaks free for 11 yards.
Really nice blocking at the point of attack. Really quick to the hole, really crisp. And that's what we're capable of. We just got to stay within ourselves and keep doing what we can do.
So once again, it's Alexander in the backfield, single back set, hand off to Alexander around the right side. He's got some speed, good move to the outside, he breaks free. He's up to the 40, up to the 45 where he's finally pushed out. And Jarrell Alexander with another 12 to 13-yard run around the right side.
Again, good crisp blocking. Appa had a really nice block at the point of attack, and really, really good running by Jarrell Alexander.
Great job by Appa Visenya here on the block, Coach. Here's Jarrell Alexander with the speed around the end with a great move right here.
And then you see Appa's block inside, and the wide receiver had just a little stock block, just got in the way, and that's all he's really supposed to do.
Okay, so Jarrell Alexander once again up the field, and we've got a flag on the play as Jarrell Alexander goes for about 3 yards right up the middle, as once again the Bulldogs running that hurry-up offense.
Flag on the play.
That's a late flag, so that could be some sort of penalty about behavioral situation in there, but Appa was leading in that too.
If I had to guess, that's on Oak Park.
Personal foul. Yeah.
Perfect. So
it was how they reacted at the end of that play.
So you talked, Coach, early on about the adversity affecting the Bulldogs. So here's Jarrell Alexander with about 30 yards of rushing. Can Oak Park deal with the adversity?
Well, again, they are sending 6 players both ways, so if we can just keep this kind of attack going. Our attack has been much crisper. We haven't been looking over to the bench and changing the play and putting a lot of people in motion. We've just been coming up, snapping the ball, getting quick to the hole, and getting good crisp blocking. So maybe that's all we needed to get us going.
Okay, so a huge penalty on Oak Park. Pushes the ball all the way to the 33-yard line of Oak Park. It's Winters, it's Alexander, it's Aldridge, and there's movement, folks. Does it look like there were 3 or 4 Bulldogs in motion on that play?
Well, actually, I think that motion was all right because they were just resetting, but I think a lineman moved as well.
Folks, once again,
we're okay though. It's first down. We can get this back. What you're looking for here, it's 15 to go. You're trying to get half of it. If we can get a gain of 7, 8, something like that, that's what we're looking for here. Try to get half of it back.
So it is Aldridge in the backfield. It looks like it's Jarrell Alexander along with Javon Turner.
And see, this is the same play, and we did the same motion, except the lineman didn't move this time. That's what the problem was last time.
Aldridge back to throw a fade route to the corner. Winters has got his man beat and cannot make the play. Pretty good ball by Aldridge. Maybe a tad bit overthrown, but, Coach, you think if Ryan Winters goes up and meets that ball at its highest point, he probably makes that catch.
He probably could. He should have come back and contested it a little bit more, but Ryan's a handful out there one-on-one. That guy's on an island with him, and Ryan has exceptional speed and athletic ability.
And, Coach, you're right. That was an island. There was no safety anywhere near the play. So Aldridge under center, Jarrell Alexander in the backfield handoff. Alexander, and he is immediately swamped by the North Bend number 69. That's Lloyd White, the senior defensive end.
Getting back to your previous point, the reason that they're covering outside one-on-one is they know they have to commit their safeties to the run because they know we're going to run the football. So that gets us that one-on-one coverage on the outside. So we might be able to get a long one on the outside before this game's over.
Well, you would think now on 3rd and 16 that the safeties would be a little bit deep, but you never know. Once again, pistol formation. Aldridge looking over to the sideline to Coach Leach for the audible. Aldridge back to throw. He's going to let it fly again. It's Winters again. This time, it's right in his breadbasket, and Winters dropped it. But there is a flag on the play. Looks like there will be pass interference on the Northmen. That's Evan Wilson on the coverage getting the pass interference. And, Coach, it looked like Winters had him beat that time.
Well, Ryan had him beat, and then he saw that it was underthrown, and he was going to undercut and come back on him. And I think that's when the defensive player reached out and grabbed him a little bit. So I think we're going to get the call here, and that'll be a 1st and goal.
And here's the replay. Winters looks like he had it, but, again, it's number 11, Wilson, on the pass interference. And, Coach, he did have him beat there. Yeah. If Aldridge just puts a little bit more under it, that might have been a touchdown.
But he could have undercut him and come back. They're calling that on us.
Wow. I'm not sure about you, Coach, but I didn't see.
Oh, no, here they go. They just came the wrong way with it. Though the penalty has to come from the line of scrimmage. That's what it was. They had to go clear back to the line of scrimmage. Now they've assessed the penalty. Now it's still 3rd and 2.
Okay, so it's only the first quarter, Coach, but this is a big play. Grandview has to get something going here on offense. It is 3rd and 1 from Oak Park's 25.
Well, this is where, if you have the running game you say you have got to get this yard. You just got to run right at them and get this yard. Move them, open a hole, get the yard.
Maybe they'll run behind Visenya and Hakeem Aladdin. Aldridge on the sneak, and it looks like, Coach, you probably got that yard, maybe more, maybe 3 yards.
Yeah, that's a good test. That's similar to what head coach Andy Reid of the Chiefs has been doing in preseason. He's been going for it a lot on 4th down because what you want to do is you want to challenge your offensive line and you want to have them show you that they can get the yard when you want to get the yard. So that was big. That was big for the confidence of our linemen right there.
And one of the guys laying the block on that play was number 50, the junior Max Bush, an offensive lineman weighing in at 240 pounds. Aldridge, handoff, Jarrell Alexander right in the middle, and he's got Green, and he is in for a Grandview touchdown.
Great blocking at the point of attack and great quickness to the hole. When we're quick to the hole and get the good blocks, our little scat backs are past the line before the linebackers and the second line of defenders can even get to them.
So again, that good offensive line led by Appa Visenya, number 75, who would like to give a shout out to his dad he calls Pops, and Layla, who are in Oxnard, California tonight, watching from California here on the Slice Network. Hello, Pops, from Appa. Extra point kick is up. Extra point is good. And the Bulldogs are on the board here at Grandview High School. 3:32 left in the first quarter. It's Oak Park 14 and Grandview 7. Folks, check out the chat room directly below your screen and give us a mention. Give us a chat here. We'll talk about some of your comments here directly live on the broadcast. So post a comment in our chat room and we will definitely get to it here on the Slice Network. Stay up to date on our future broadcasts by adding us on Facebook and Twitter. Go to www.myslicetv.com and click on the follow link.
That drive was just what the doctor ordered in so many ways, ending up with this final play here. Watch the blocking at the point of the attack. Rivera, we turn the guy, Freedom turns the guy on the outside. The guy's coming outside, he just turns him, and you could drive a truck through that hole, but because Durrell was so quick to the hole, the second line of defenders couldn't get to him. That drive was what we needed in so many ways. Time of possession, letting our defense rest, an answer to what Oak Park had done. Just such a great drive and so timely.
So Michael Hoff will kick it off to the Northmen. Good kick by Hoff. Fielded at the 10, up to the 15, up to the 20, and he is wrapped up at about the 17-yard line. What a tackle by the Bulldogs. It's Donald Frazier, the senior wide receiver, on the tackle.
Donald Frazier is such a good kid. I actually have him in a class in school that I have, and such a good kid. It's so great to see a kid like that get down and make a play like that. And the play was made because everybody stayed in their lanes when they were coming down and wouldn't let the kid get to the outside.
So, Coach, Grandview's down 7, but don't you get the feeling that the momentum in this game maybe has changed a little bit? Oak Park puts up 14 quick points. Grandview goes on an 80-yard touchdown drive. And, Coach, has this momentum changed or what?
Well, we've got to hope it does, but the defense still has to prove this. The defense has got to get a stop. We talked about stops in the pregame, and we haven't gotten any yet. So we've got to go out here and get a stop. It'd be really nice if we could get a 3 and out, and then we would know that the momentum has totally changed. Again, kudos out to the refereeing crew with this hot weather. Another water break that's ordered by the referees, and that's exactly the way they should operate this game, making sure that none of the kids fall victim to this hot weather.
Once again, welcome to Slice TV. Opening night of high school football under the lights here at Grandview High School. I am Heath Cooper along with head boys basketball coach Randy Farris, executive producer Sheldon Neal, here live on the Slice Network. So here is Oak Park. They are backed up. Great drive by Grandview on the touchdown. Jarrell Alexander with several really nice runs, including one for the score. But here comes Oak Park right back. It's Scott under center. Here comes a handoff on the end around. Fairly well defended for that, as it looked like there were going to be some yards there, Coach, but they only get about 4 or 5.
Well, we used our quickness to close on the ball, but when we used to be in the league with Ray Peck, they run this Delaware wing tee with the double wings like we just saw. Our players have got to read their keys, and they've got to quit peeking into the backfield and taking the fakes that are going on in the backfield. As we get more reps here, hopefully they'll be able to find their keys and read them.
You know, Coach, I don't know if you've noticed it or not, but to me it seems like Oak Park may have slowed down just a little bit. They don't seem to be moving as quickly in between plays as they were before.
Well,
Scott, handoff, and it is met hard there by number 14 for Grandview. That's the other twin, Christian Hunley.
That time we were extremely assignment sound. The players that had the quarterback took him. The players that had the off-tackle man took him. The players that had the pitch took him. That's the way you've got to cover an offense like this. You've got to read your keys and be assignment sound.
So 3rd and 5, Oak Park from their own 24. So Grandview goes on an 80-yard touchdown drive to get on the board, and they're playing some pretty good defense so far on this drive. Scott, handoff, Caldwell, and he is met at the line by a host of Bulldogs. So great defense once again, and Coach, it's the guys on the secondary this time.
Yes, and part of that is because the linemen are staying low, firing out, filling their holes, filling their gaps, and then that's enabling the second line to come up and fill. Great job. Just what we asked for, a 3 and out.
So here's your punt, and Alexander's deep, so an electric punt returner. There should at least be some good field position here for the Bulldogs, if not a big run coming up. There's the snap and the kick. Really good kick. Backs Alexander all the way up to the 35, and he'll let it go, and that is a monster of a punt. Coach Farris, that punt went about 55 yards.
It's unfortunate. He should have tried to go back and field that, because a punt that long would have outkicked the coverage, and he would have been able to get a full head of steam coming back. Plus, we didn't have the block on. We had the return on, so we could have maybe got a wall set up. It's too bad that we couldn't go back and field that. But we just drove 80 yards. This time we got to drive 82.
And it looked like on that last offensive possession, Appa Visenya and that big Grandview offensive line really started to take control. And then when you get Jarrell Alexander running free in the open field, it's dangerous. Speaking of Alexander, here he goes up the middle. Nice little pickup, about 4 or 5 yards. So again, Coach, offensive line doing a good job up front.
Nice block, nice gain. I just saw Andy Rivera Heights do something that's kind of some gamesmanship in there. Made a nice block, had the guy down on the ground, and then picked him up, helped him up. And that's good gamesmanship. It's the right thing to do. Plus, it lets the guy know, I'm here and I'm coming back.
So here we go. This time is that Jarrell Alexander under? That is Jarrell Alexander. He'll take the direct snap.
Wildcat.
Little Wildcat formation, and he'll get about 3 yards. So 3rd and 2, 25 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. It is Oak Park 14 and Grandview 7. We'll see if Grandview gets another play off here.
Now, as we get these safeties to come up, we might look for Freedom Akeem Aladdin to get open on a little seam pass, a little quick pass straight down the middle.
It looks like Grandview will not get a playoff, so we head to the second quarter. Oak Park puts up 14 quick ones, but Grandview comes down on an 80-yard drive to put a touchdown in. It's Oak Park 14, Grandview 7 here on the Slice Network.
Like Jakari.
Here we are back at Grandview High School. Aldridge with the handoff. Once again, it's Jarrell Alexander around the end of the 35 to the 40, and he may go. 40, 35, 30, 25, 10, 5. Touchdown, Jarrell Alexander. A well-blocked play, and Jarrell Alexander will go all the way for a Grandview touchdown.
I'll tell you what. When you're that quick to the hole and you get through the hole and get to the second line before they have a chance to close at the right angles with his speed, that's unstoppable. That is just unstoppable. That is fun to watch.
That is fun to watch, and Coach Jarrell Alexander may be over 100 yards, and we're just into the second quarter. Here's a replay, Coach.
So let's watch the blocking. So a double team there on the outside. 43 gets caught in the wash. Jarrell's so quick to the hole, he just runs right by him. Then we get the great downfield block on number 25, the safety, and then it's a track meet. And, oh, did I mention that we are the #1 track team in the state, and we won the championship last year? They don't want to get in a track meet with us.
And the extra point is up, and the extra point is good. And, folks, we have a tie football game here at Grandview High School here on the Slice Network. 14 for Oak Park, 14 for Grandview. So Jarrell Alexander, we're hearing from our statistician, Mr. Scott Bounds, now has 107 yards already. So he has eclipsed the 100-yard mark, Coach, here early in the second quarter.
And, Coach, if he gets hot, winded, tired, any of the above, we've got Javon Turner waiting in the wings, who was a great rusher for us last year. So we've got depth at that position too. So we are so solid running the ball. And this game has kind of been like what we said in the pregame. Whoever runs the ball scores the ball. Except now our defense is getting the stops that's necessary for us to stop them.
And, Coach, you mentioned the team that runs the ball wins this game. And so far there's actually only been 2 passes. Grandview passing the ball only 2 times, but running the ball great. Wilson will take it up to 10, up to the 15, up to the 20, and a great form tackle right at the 25-yard line for the Bulldogs. It's number 18, Ryan Hornsby, the junior running back.
Coach, you hit it right on the head. That was just the way you teach it and the way everyone's teaching it now. The safe way to do it, you put your chin down, get your head to the side, and no chance of a concussion on that play. And everybody's really cognizant of the fact that we want to have great form tackling. That was all made possible again, though, because everyone stayed in their lane when we went down to cover the kick. The receiver had nowhere to run.
And, Coach, you're exactly right. Everybody's holding their position. And it seems like it's the little guys making the tackles. Cassio Ship, the Hunley twins, and right there on that last play, another smaller player making a play. So all of these Bulldogs flying around right now.
Yes, and that's an indicator that the guys up in the line are doing their jobs. They're holding their own, and there's no place for the runners to go, either on the special teams or in the offense. And then the second line of defenders is cleaning up.
Now, Coach, I'm not sure if this is a referee or a coach timeout, but once again, looks like some water, a water timeout for the players.
I believe it was a timeout by Oak Park. I think they were confused when they came out with their signals, but we'll have to see. But I believe it was an Oak Park timeout.
Folks, stay tuned here at halftime. The Grandview High School Blue and Gold Brigade will be performing. And we've got a good one so far as it's 14-14 here at Grandview High School. 11:43 remaining in the second quarter. And once again, Coach, Oak Park has yet to throw a pass. So you're starting to wonder if Scott, will he ever throw the ball? So another flag on the field.
Now, in this possession, we've substituted a little bit on defense. Freedom and Appa are not in there, and so we're giving our depth a chance to play, which is going to be great for both, not just today, but for the future. And it's also great because of the heat, and because we got Appa and Freedom playing a lot both ways, so we'll give them a little bit of rest here. Coach, we just had an update on the rushing total for Jarrell Alexander. It's actually 129 yards up to this point.
So Jarrell Alexander with 129 yards. And, Coach, we just started the second quarter. Scott is going to keep. Great tackle. Once again, did he fumble the ball, Coach? It looked like he may have been down. He looked like he was down. And he may have got the ball back. But, Coach, once again, it's the little guys, the secondary guys coming up to make the plays for the Bulldogs.
It is. The referee's calling second down. They must have recovered the ball. They did call it a fumble, but we did not recover it. Great job. Nice little hit there, too.
Hey, folks, post a comment in our chat room below. We'll mention it during the air. We'd like to give a special shout-out to Gracie Takis. Gracie watching us from Prairie Village, Kansas. Hello, Gracie. Thank you for being a Bulldog fan. And a sack as coach of Grandview defense, after struggling on the big run earlier, has now really stepped up as in on the sack. It's number 44, Ramonte McConnell, the senior defensive end.
I was talking to some of the coaches earlier this afternoon. Ramonte McConnell is kind of a sick-em type of player. You just kind of let him take a gap and let him go. And he got back there. That was supposed to be a play-action pass. They had a little cross-buck action. They were hoping to fool us with the play action, and they had 3 receivers out in the pattern.
And Ramonte is such a unique young man. I mean, how many kids today wear Spurs to school, Coach?
Well, you know, he does. He competes in rodeo, too, and he's kind of unique individual here at Grandview because we don't have too many kids that are interested in rodeo.
And you hear, you know, obviously kids, as I did when I was younger, you want to look good on your first day, but Ramonte McConnell shows up in Spurs. It was really cool. So clock running, 10:44, 14 all here at Grandview High School. It's Scott under center. Back in motion. Scott will keep, no, he hands off up the middle. And breaking free out into the open field for the Northmen is number 28, who is not on our roster, folks. I'm sorry, that was number 29. That's Taylor Reynolds, the senior running back, for a huge run all the way up to the 44-yard line.
Well, we have some smaller people in on the line, and their assignment is to stop the dive to the fullback, and we just didn't get it stopped that time. The other people, the people that had the backs, the people that had the quarterback, they had their assignments, but we just didn't get the first option, which is the option in the A gap, which is the gaps on either side of the center. We did not get that stop that time.
Okay, folks, here we are. 14-14 here at Grandview High School. 10:32 remaining in the first quarter. It's Scott under center, and there are going to be several flags on the field. Once again, folks, post a comment in our chat room below, and we'll mention it right here on the air. We'd like to give a special shout-out all the way from New Jersey. New Jersey, folks, here on the Slice Network. Mike Hirschberg checking us out. Mike Hirschberg, a University of Kansas graduate, checking us out all the way from, as I mentioned before, New Jersey. We mentioned before, Appa Visenya, number 75, has orally committed to the Jayhawks and Coach White's. And if you didn't hear it, Pops, out there in Oxnard, California, we'd like to give you a shout-out, or actually Appa would like to give you a shout-out and say hi. Wishes you were here, came by today, and wanted to make sure that we mentioned you on the air, Pops. So watching out there in Oxnard, Appa's having a great game so far. Scott breaks free. He's breaking tackle. He's got the outside lane open. He's up to the 55, up to the 45, and out to the 44 as Oak Park will get a first down.
Well, that's unfortunate. Again, his athletic ability is so great that because we didn't keep contained, he was able to get to the outside. We've got to keep contained on him. If he's going to scramble, we got to make him scramble back up the middle.
So a first down by Oak Park, and Coach, this really, you know, it's been, you know, we're still here early in the game, but wow, there's been a lot of change in momentum. Oak Park taking the early lead, 14-0. Grandview comes all the way back and ties it at 14-all. And here comes Oak Park right back again. They're now in Grandview territory. Scott under center. Scott, a reverse play, and it's wide open, well blocked. Up to the 30-yard line is number 5 for the Northmen, as that was a really well-designed play and well-blocked play. It's Matt O'Neal, the junior linebacker and running back.
That's a play out of the wing T, which goes clear back to the single wing. That's the inside handoff and the wing reverse and the trap block inside.
And how about this, Coach? We've got viewers in New Jersey.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
In New Jersey. So we've got Bulldog fans on the East Coast. Scott, handoff right up the middle, and that's wide open up to the 20, up to the 18, and down to about the 15-yard line. As it's Taylor Reynolds, the senior running back, running for about 15 yards.
That time we had people coming. We had a blitz on, and someone didn't fill a gap. When you blitz, everyone's got a gap, and everybody's got to stay in their gap. But somebody ran right past the ball carrier because where he was running, we didn't have that gap filled.
So Oak Park driving.
The officials are establishing something there. Oh, they were so quick to the hole that time. They may have gone a little bit too soon. They may have still had motion men moving. That is a lucky break for us because great call by Oak Park. They caught us in a blitz. They ran in a gap we didn't have covered, and they got a nice gain, but we got a good break there. It's still first down, though. We got to get a 3 and out right here at this spot. We got to buck up and get a 3 and out. Now we've got Freedom is back in, so we've got more. Our first line players have gotten the rest, and they're back in. So this should give us a good chance to get a stop here.
So Scott once again under center. He'll fake to Caldwell. He'll keep and roll out, and he's going to carry it up to the 35, up to the 30, down to the 25 and the 22-yard line.
That time we had a blitz on, and then the blitzer was looking in the backfield, and he thought the ball was handed off, and he turned to go to the handoff, and the quarterback kept it.
So the penalty is basically all for naught as Oak Park basically gets it all back.
Again, same thing, and I believe it could be on the quarterback here. Maybe he's moving forward too quickly, but again, lucky for us because we blitzed. We got to the backfield, but then the blitzer turned and covered the wrong man.
And, Coach, I'm not sure what it is, but I'm not seeing these flags. I'd like to maybe get a closer look at that play. So here we go. Oak Park push back to their own, to the Grandview 40. It's Scott under center as you hear the crowd getting into it, calling out for the defense. Here's a run up the middle. So, again, it's Oak Park who's penalized, but, Coach, they come right back and get 8 yards on the carry as McConnell's there, but not until 8 yards down the field.
Well, they just run their offense. They're really good at it. They bring the wing in motion, and then they send the fullback the other way, run the crossbuck motion, give it to him, and then they have good blocking at the point of attack. They're just really good at running this offense.
Once again, folks, welcome to opening night of high school football here under the lights at Grandview High School. I'm Heath Cooper, along with the head boys basketball coach here at Grandview High School, Mr. Randy Farris. Executive producer Sheldon Neal running the board for us tonight, doing a great job as usual. And we've got a good one, 14-all. 8:23 left in the game. Second down, and, Coach, we've got another whistle. Is that a delay of game?
That flag came from deep in the defensive backfield. A lot of times he's looking at the offensive lineman, but he did call delay of game there, so they must have just run out of time before the snap. I was thinking that maybe he had seen an offensive lineman didn't have his mouth guard in or something like that, but it was a delay of game as you asked.
Okay, so once again, Bulldogs push them back because of the penalty. Hopefully they can stop the long run here, which Oak Park has done the last 2 times they've gotten those penalties. It's 2nd and 18. Northman from the Grandview 38. You can hear the crowd getting into the game as they're cheering on their Bulldogs. Scott, that's a handoff once again, a little trap up the middle. It's number 5, O'Neal. And he will get coached. There it is. Once again, Oak Park gets the penalty. They're 2nd and 20, and they make a big run immediately after that. But, Coach, we've got another flag on the play.
And this could be a double flag on both our player and their player because there was some shoving going around on after the play. Again, they just ran that little inside handoff on the trap play coming back. See the inside handoff to number 5, and number 72 goes and traps, but our man came so far outside, he kind of took himself out of the play so that they're running. They're running to a soft spot in our defense.
So Coach Holt for Oak Park finding a few holes in the Grandview defense right in the middle. And Grandview gets a penalty, Coach. And there have been so many flags on the field, but it seems like Oak Park, when they get their penalties, they're able to come back and respond. But Grandview allows Oak Park to basically march down the field with penalties.
Well, some of what's going on here, the reason we're getting some penalties is we're not keeping our composure, but that's also happening when we're trying to read our keys against this offense. We've got to quit looking in the backfield and taking the fakes, and we've got to stay assignment sound.
Oak Park, Scott under center. He will hand off up the middle to number 32, who dives down. Did he get the tip of it in?
Don't think so.
Okay, just by a tip. It looks like he will be down. So, Coach, it will bring up third down in less than a yard. Just the tip of the ball needs to get in for Oak Park to score here. And Grandview, for the most part, has been pretty solid up the middle defensively as long as it's just a one-shot thing. But when Oak Park starts to misdirect and fake, that's when Grandview has some trouble.
That's what I'm talking about, the assignments. They've got to quit looking into the backfield. They've got to read the man in front of them, and whatever their key is they've been told to read, that's what they got to read. That's going to be, I think, movement on the left guard for Oak Park, so we may have caught another break here.
And, Coach, I don't have the stats in front of me, but the penalties would be unbelievable right now for both sides.
I think you're right, but you might expect that from the first game of the season.
So once again, Oak Park has the tip of the ball. They're almost ready to put the tip in, and they get pushed back with the penalty once again.
Stay home. Let's go, D-Line. Stay home.
So second down, Oak Park. They're on the Grandview 6. Clock is rolling. 7 minutes remaining here until halftime at Grandview High School. Opening night, high school football. Scott will keep it, and he will. The referee has the 4 up, so it'll be fourth down, Coach. So it'll be 4th and inches.
We're going to take that call because it looks an awful lot like the ball might have hit the pylon, but the referee is probably saying his shoulder hit the pylon. So the pylon is in the end zone. So if the ball hits the pylon, it's a touchdown. So it must have been his shoulder. So we caught another break there. So we get another chance to get a stop on 4th down here.
So once again, another water break by the referees. As Coach mentioned in the pregame, we are in triple digits, folks. Triple digits here in Kansas City. So it's hot, hot, hot. It's hot up here in the booth. It's hot down on the field. Grandview is dressed in all black, and they are in a tough situation here as it's 14-all here on the Slice Network.
What you need, 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 what you need.
Welcome back, folks, here on the Slice TV Network. Oak Park, ball on the 1-inch line. They just need to get the tip of the ball in the end zone for a touchdown. Let's see if Grandview can hold up here. Quarterback sneak once again, and he's pushed back by the Bulldogs.
Great job off of Vicinity. Great job. You know, the coaches always say low man wins, and Appa got down and grunted and got in there and stayed low and came right through the center. And great job. Great job.
And here's Appa, number 75, the University of Kansas. Verbal commitment to Charlie Weiss and Coach.
Watch how low on the replay, how low he stays. He stays down low, and then he keeps scrambling, and then he gets help. Great job. That's just textbook. That's exactly the way you need to play that.
And what an unbelievable change in momentum, Coach, and we've seen this all game long. It's Oak Park, it's Grandview, it's Oak Park, it's Grandview. Here we go, once again, 4th down.
The fullback
and
this
they
time.
are stopped again.
My goodness, what a stick.
Bulldogs with a great stop on the play. I believe that was Christopher Hunley, the safety, to come up to make the stop.
So, Coach Cooper, on the goal line, you're in goal line defense. The safeties are right up there. They're just like linebackers, and Hunley just filled in a second there and got in that gap and stopped the guy. I believe he threw him for a little bit of a loss there.
And how about the little guys? I mean, these defensive backs are supposed to be small guys, but it's Hunley. It's both Hunleys. It's both the twins Hunleys. It's Cassio Ship. It's the secondary that has played so well, making those one-on-one tackles in the open field.
It's really good because, you know, as I mentioned before, that was a question of whether the ball hit the pylon or his shoulder hit the pylon. So we're on the 1-inch line there in that situation, and we get a stop. That is so big. And, again, the referee's doing a great job making sure everybody gets some water right here.
Okay, so, Coach, we had mentioned this earlier. Another momentum change in what so far has been a fantastic game, as it was Oak Park early, 14-0, Grandview comes all the way back to tie it up. And we are now tied 14-all here on the Slice TV network.
We have some scores. When we come back, you want me to do some scores? When we come back, you want me to do some scores? When we come back, you want me to do some scores?
Folks, welcome back to Grandview High School here with 5:56 remaining until halftime. 14-all. As Grandview makes a great stop on defense, 3 straight great goal line plays. Here comes the Bulldogs with the quarterback sneak of their own right at the middle again, following the lead block of Appa Vicenia.
And that's a great call. You just run the quarterback into the natural bubble in the defense and just take the yardage that's there. That gives you a little room to work with now. So now it's 2nd and 4 or 5, and that expands the playbook. We can run a lot of different things now.
So it's Aldridge, Alexander to his left. Aldridge, quick pass out to the side. Making a nice move is Winters. Another nice move up the field and up to the 20-yard line, and Coach, that's a first down.
And that's that athleticism we talked about in Ryan. Now, we can throw deep to him because he's got the speed, but he's also got the athleticism. And before this year is over, as the quarterbacks develop, we've got 2 young quarterbacks that haven't played very much, but as they develop, we'll have a good complementary passing game to go along with our running game.
1st and 10 Bulldogs from the 21-yard line.
And how about if Grandview could somehow find a way with only 5 minutes remaining until halftime to get down and score a touchdown here? There's Alexander breaking it out. Nice cut up the middle, and Alexander's off to the races.
How about that? Every time he
50-yard line,
touches it.
45, 40, 30, 20,
30,
15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Jarrell Alexander.
So Duke, what do you think? Can we score in 5 minutes?
How about in 10 seconds?
Yeah, every time Jarrell Alexander touches the ball, he is electric. He can go the distance anytime.
So Grandview, we were just talking about, can they go down and score, maybe carry this momentum into the half? And they do it within 10 seconds as it's another huge Jarrell Alexander run. That time, folks, for about 80 yards. Here's the replay, Coach.
Here's the replay. Let's watch the point of attack. Again, he's quick to the point of attack. We've got a reach block going out there to the outside linebacker. That's Appa. He clips the outside linebacker a little bit, not clipping. He just gets a good piece of him is what I'm referring to there. And he gets enough of him that, you know, the way Jarrell Alexander runs, if he gets by the initial hole, he is gone.
And Coach, Grandview makes the extra point. They take a 21-14 lead on this Jarrell Alexander 80-yard touchdown run.
Coach, we got some scores starting to be reported in. Center is ahead of University Academy 7-0. Warsaw over Clinton 28-15. Excelsior Springs over Warrensburg 21-0. Green Valley 15-14 over Savannah. Harrisonville and Jeff City Elias, 2 big teams. No score yet. Latham 46-0 over King City. Lincoln Prep ahead of West Platte 7-0. West Platte's always a power. Holden 12 with 8-0. Oak Park and Grandview here, we're up 21-14. Cameron 7, Pembroke Hill nothing. Other scores: 28 Platte County. William Crispin, our opponent next week, nothing.
How about the kick? Off, and it'll be Wilson at the 10, at the 15, up to the 20. He's got a hole. Good tough running by number 11, Evan Wilson, as he brings the ball all the way up to the 34-yard line.
The difference in yardage there was we didn't stay in our lanes. People got too excited, ran to the ball, got out of their lanes, and we gave up another extra 12, 13 yards. But there is a flag on the play. And now the referee has just pulled a second flag, which could mean there's 2 penalties or offsetting penalties. Anything could happen here. We could be kicking again.
And, Coach, we've had several penalties tonight, but how about this? several viewers from New Jersey now. I'm getting another one saying they're watching us in New Jersey. Amber Gowans checking us out in New Jersey. So Bulldog fans, not only here in Kansas City, but on the East Coast as well. Slice Network coming at you.
This game is being broadcast on Internet TV. Visit www.myslicetv.com.
So multiple flags on the play. Personal foul on the Bulldogs.
Personal foul.
Personal foul.
Offsetting
Oak Park.
penalties.
So it offsets. So Oak Park will have pretty good field position here to start their drive. And, Coach, if Grandview can play good defense, as basically they have for the entire second quarter, they go into halftime with some serious momentum here at home.
Well, they do, and I am a little surprised at the scoring. I thought this would be more of a low-scoring game, but it's been penalties and some mistakes that have allowed Oak Park to score. If we can just straighten those out at halftime, I'm expecting us to hold them down a lot better. The key being reading the keys on their defense and not getting excited and getting out of position and looking in the backfield so much. All right, here we go.
Okay, we got a comment on our comment section from Hunter Pittman, number 22, for the Bulldogs. I don't think he is commenting from the sideline, but let's give a shout-out to Hunter Pittman, number 22. That's probably someone from his family. So they're saying, let's go, Grandview. And, Coach, I completely agree. Let's go, Grandview, here on defense. Let's stop these Northmen and go into halftime with the lead. Scott will keep it around left end, and he's got some speed in the open field. He's got a lot of green, but running him finally out of bounds after a 12-yard run is number 33 for the Bulldogs. That's Devin Woods, who, Coach, Devin Woods has been all over the field tonight.
Well, Devin Woods did a nice job on that, but there wasn't much to that play. It was more like the quarterback in the Wildcat formation. He just caught it, and he was going that way. Unfortunately, a couple of our linemen on the right side of our line got hooked, and so we needed the linebacker to get over there and make the tackle because we weren't out there stopping the quarterback from getting to the outside.
So Oak Park just inside their own territory. It's Scott, and Coach, you would think he would keep it on the run, but no, he does keep it. It's Scott up the middle, and he's got room to run, and he may go 20, 10, touchdown, Oak Park. So, Coach, here we go again. Momentum change after momentum change. And we talked about the heat and how this might affect the players, but it doesn't seem to slow anybody down.
Well, that young man is extremely athletic. Don't think he has quite the explosiveness of Jarrell Alexander, but obviously he can take it the distance anytime also. Here we go. Here's the extra point.
Extra point is up. Extra point is good. Opening night, high school football here at Grandview High School. We are tied 21 on the Slice Network. Okay, folks, this is not the last of this season. We're just kicking off here on Slice TV. Check out our next broadcast. The Bulldogs will be playing against Winnetonka on September 13th. We'll be live here on the Slice Network. Myself, Coach Farris, executive producer Sheldon, Neal running the board, and we will be live right here on the Slice Network on the 13th. Check us out.
Well, Coach, just like we were talking about before, if we had time to score with 5 minutes to go, we also have time to score with 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go. So
literally
anything can happen.
Literally a minute and a half ago, I was saying, can Grandview go down and score and take this momentum into halftime? And they score in 10 seconds. And then Oak Park comes right back down and scores. So in the last minute and a half, we have 14 points.
Yeah, that's two great athletic plays by two guys that can take it the distance at any time.
Here's the kickoff. Again, they seem to not be wanting to kick to Jarrell Alexander's, but it's Ryan Winters up the middle. Very well blocked, and here goes Winters! Winters up to the 43, and Coach Farris, he was a step away from going.
Coach, he was showing his speed, just a shoestring tackle away from going the distance himself. We've got some great speed on this team. It bodes well for the rest of the season.
Bulldogs
Here's your
take over.
replay,
First
Coach.
to-
Again,
first
they
to
seem to be
10.
kicking away from Alexander.
25-yard
Here's
line.
Ryan Winters, and it was very
The
well blocked.
blocking, nice. Splits the two. And then the defender, I believe it might even been the kicker, just gets the ankle.
You know what's funny, Coach, is you would think at some point there might be a 2-minute drill, but maybe not. It might just be drive after drive. Out in the flat, the pass is caught. Great move. Still on his feet is Turner, up to the 37-yard line after a nice catch and throw.
And that's the depth we were talking about. Javon Turner is a great runner. And anytime we need some depth in the backfield, he can run a tailback. But there we get a little misdirection play, a little quarterback waggle to the outside. The quarterback clears the line. Easy pass, easy pass. Watch, we get the flow going the other way. This is called a waggle, where the quarterback comes and runs around the defensive end. He's got the guy wide open. He throws the quick pass. Boom, there we are. And then we let another running back, who's really a solid running back, Javon Turner, we let him run with the ball.
So, again, Grandview driving. Pass out to the flat, it's Winters. He makes a move, and once again, here goes Winters up the sideline. So Winters picking up 8 yards as it's Alexander, it's Winters, it's Turner. The thing with Grandview is they not only have one running back, Coach, they've got a couple, three good, solid, speedy backs.
They do, and Coach, you just asked for a 2-minute drill, and here it is all of a sudden. We're showing our little passing package.
2nd and 1.
Now that might set up a draw or a screen that we might go to here that could be really effective.
And I believe we have an officials timeout. Officials are talking here maybe about the spot. But, Coach, how about these offensive weapons that Grandview possesses? They've got Jarrell Alexander, who I haven't seen the stats, but has to be over 200, maybe 250 yards. You've got on kick returns and running the ball and catching the ball, Ryan Winters. We saw Javon Turner. So there's a couple, three really good running backs here for the Bulldogs.
Well, and Coach, we've got a Division I tight end who's already committed to Nebraska, and he hasn't gotten the ball yet, and we'll probably see that before this day's over too.
Yeah, and Coach, you called that earlier. At some point in this game, you would think they would go out airborne to Akeem Aladdin.
Well, especially if we keep running the ball and the safeties keep coming up. Akeem Aladdin has more speed than people think. He could get deep on those safeties.
Hey, folks, once again, check us out on the comments below. Post a comment to our chat room below, and we'll mention you right here on the air. We've had some people from New Jersey, some people from Prairie Village, Kansas checking us out tonight. Several Bulldog fans, including Hunter Pittman's mother, I believe, watching our game tonight here from Grandview High School. Once again, 21 all. Here on the Slice Network, I am Heath Cooper, along with Randy Farris and executive producer Sheldon Neal. We are bringing you a great high school football game from Grandview High.
You know, Darian Aldridge is the starting center fielder on our baseball team, and he's starting to show his athleticism here on this little waggle again.
There's Turner. Turner up the field. Turner still on his feet. Turner for about 25 yards.
Pass is complete.
As I was just saying, Darren Aldridge is starting to show his athleticism. He's a really good center fielder in the spring for our baseball team, and he's starting to exert himself a little bit.
You know what's cool, Coach? We've not only had a very explosive game so far, but coming up at halftime, one of the best bands, not only in the Kansas City Metro, but one of the best bands in the state of Missouri and the United States, the GHS Blue and Gold Brigade halftime show coming up in about 3 minutes.
There is no better. There's no better.
Handoff. Alexander. This time they finally get a piece of him. As getting in the backfield.
His helmet is off, so this may be a penalty for a face mask.
Brought down by number 29, Taylor Reynolds.
Taylor Reynolds,
Flag on
number
the play.
29, the defensive end, linebacker for the Northmen. As again, flags litter the field. Coach, it'd be really interesting to see how many penalties we've had this game, because I wouldn't be surprised if it's in the high teens. So a little discussion among the referees here, and we'll see what they've got to say, as we have had a multitude of penalties thus far in the game. Face mask.
Personal foul.
Personal
Face
foul
mask
on
called
the
against
Northmen, so that'll move Grandview closer to the goal line.
First and goal.
Tap the distance to the goal.
And, Coach, it literally was 2.5 minutes ago when we had mentioned, will Grandview score here and take it into halftime? They not only scored once, but, Coach, they're getting ready to punch another one in.
Yeah, but are we leaving too much time on the clock?
Great point.
Punch it in, baby. Let's go. Punch it in.
Coach, speaking of great bands, have you ever seen the Texas A&M band live?
Not live, but I so enjoy watching them in halftime shows on television. They're so good.
They are worth the price of admission as Turner runs over left
28,
tackle
Javon Turner with the carry,
and
brought
down to the
by number
5-yard line.
29,
And
Taylor
Coach,
Reynolds.
to be honest with you, the GHS, Blue and Gold
Gain of
Brigade
2 on
is,
the play.
to me, the
Second
A&M
and goal
of
from
high
the
school
6.
bands.
Especially in this area, we take award after award wherever we compete. And even almost better than our marching band, we have undoubtedly the best jazz band in the state.
So, Coach, you mentioned the accomplishments last year, district champs in basketball, accredited with distinction. The government's coming next week, but how about our bands? Bands with an S on the end.
Well,
Touchdown, Jarrell Alexander.
a direct snap to Jarrell out of the Wildcat and just find the open hole and go. Great call, great call. Great job of coaching there.
So Jarrell Alexander goes in for his 4th touchdown, and Coach, we're not even out of the first half yet.
Yes,
28-21.
It's been both amazing and fun to watch. It's going to be a great year watching our players. Here it is, direct snap to Jarrell on the replay, and it's a Wildcat formation. He's going to catch it, and he's just going to find the hole. He's going to get in behind those big bodies there, Freedom and Appa, run right between Freedom and Appa, boom, wide open hole.
And Coach, I got to give a little apology here. Earlier I said Hunter Pittman's mother was watching. She's probably here, actually. It's Hunter Pittman's dad in Augusta, Georgia. So we've got Prairie Village, Kansas. We've got New Jersey. We now have Georgia, Coach. People from Georgia watching the broadcast tonight. So shout out to Hunter Pittman's dad, who says, "Let's go Bulldogs."
Illegal shift.
That's great stuff,
Called
great
against the
stuff.
Bulldogs.
We got a following all over the United States.
It's a 5-yard penalty. Retry.
So 2.5 minutes remaining here. Grandview going for the extra point, currently leading 27-21. Shout out from one of our.
We're going for 2.
Going for 2. Aldridge is going to throw it. There's Akeem Aladdin, and it is intercepted in the end zone by Oak Park. As Coach had mentioned, there at some point they're going to go to Akeem Aladdin. They do there, but unfortunately it's picked off.
Yeah, that time he was double covered. When they get it to him, they're going to get it to him on a seam where he's running straight up the field from midfield. That's when he'll be open, because that's when the safeties will be filling.
Grandview Bulldogs 27.
So we get a shout out from another one of our viewers here who is commenting on the instant replays, and I completely agree. We had some instant replays last year, but this year they're much, much better. Again, it's Sheldon Neal, the executive producer here at Slice TV, rocking the board. The improvements that Sheldon has made to Slice TV are absolutely amazing. It gets better not only every year, but I would argue every game. So don't forget to check us out. September 13th, Winnetonka High School. We will be back on. So hopefully if you're in New Jersey, if you're in Augusta, Georgia, you'll be back
on to
to watch us here on the Slice Network.
Back deep for the Northman, number 11, Evan Wilson.
So once again, it is Wilson deep for Oak Park. And the kick is on the ground this time. And Wilson will pick it up at about the 15, up to the 20, 25, up to the 30. Good hit at about the 30, and he falls forward to about the 34-yard line. It's Wilson who's had some nice runs so far tonight.
That was good coverage. That was a squib kick. That's designed to minimize the yardage. You know you're not going to pin them back on the 20, but you're just trying to make sure there is no run back.
Just got a comment from another one of our viewers saying, show us the band at halftime. Well, guess what? You got it here on Slice TV. It's the GHS Blue and Gold Brigade. One of the best bands, not only in the Metro, but in the country. We'll be performing for you here live at halftime on Slice. So Scott again. He will take it over left side. Nice move to the outside as he gets outside, but look at the Bulldogs' pursuit. Led by Ryan Winters, who has done some great things on offense, but now doing it on defense.
Great speed, and now he's feeling the hit a little bit here. The number of carries in this hot weather is taking its toll on that young man, who is a great athlete, very difficult to bring down. But the grind of the game is taking its toll on him.
Just got a viewer ask if we got the two-point conversion. Unfortunately, Grandview did not, but they still lead at 27-21. A lot of points. We still got 2 minutes left, Coach. Maybe a 2-minute drill. Why have a 2-minute drill? Why don't they just play? They're scoring so quick.
Well, yeah, the way we're playing tonight, any play we run can go the distance. So it kind of makes the playbook wide open for the play callers on our side.
Once again, folks, stay up to date with everything going on with Slice TV. Go to www.myslicetv.com. Once again, we can't give enough credit to Sheldon Neal, the executive producer, and also the owner of Slice, who does not only these great football games that you're seeing here, but check out the website and you can see some of his other good work that he does frequently on Slices. We have a player down for Oak Park. Not sure on the number.
It's the quarterback.
It is the quarterback, so Scott is down on the play. And
they're looking at his knee. It just could be an accumulative effect of all the carries that he's had and all the yardage that he's gained. Let's hope that the young man can come back, because it's so much fun to compete against the best. It's so much fun to watch both he and Jarrell Alexander get these big gains in this game.
And you know what it probably is, Coach? It's probably a cramp. Let's be honest. It might be still high 90s out here.
It could
8
be.
o'clock at night.
Since he is walking off, that's very well what it could be, because he's had a lot of carries.
And Coach, you had mentioned it before the game. Oak Park playing 6-7 guys on both sides of the ball.
And he's one of them.
And he's one of them.
He plays cornerback and quarterback.
So you've got to think that the depth for Oak Park at some point will be an issue, and it has been an issue here as we've got another quarterback in the game.
Number 10.
Number 10 for the Oak Park Northman, that's Joey Scott, who is a junior, now making his first appearance of 2013 for the Northmen.
What you can expect now is that they'll get back to their base offense and run those cross bucks, and we'll have to get back to our reads and see inside handoff.
Inside handoff.
We'll have to get back to and be assignment sound, because with the new quarterback in there, they're not going to expect him to get the yardage. They're going to go back to their offense.
Number 5, Matt O'Neal.
So we're going to have to stay reading
33,
the lineman in front of him if that's our read, or the quarterback if that's the safety's read, or if a end is reading the near back. Whatever the read is, you got to read that. You can't look in the backfield and fall for the fakes. Fullback, good job, good job. The inside linebackers are supposed to take the fullback. They got it. That's their assignment.
And you know, the good thing for the Bulldogs is if they make that stop, that clock runs. Down to a minute 20 and counting, 19, 18. Bulldogs up 6, looking ahead into halftime with a lot of momentum. And Scott, the quarterback for Oak Park, with a little dinged up.
A little surprised we didn't take a timeout here to field the punt and have some time left, but maybe we're just going to leave well enough alone and let the clock run out.
And, Coach, there literally has been, I don't know, 1 billion yards this half. I mean, Jarrell Alexander seems like he's run for like 1 billion yards or something. His average per carry might be like 60 yards a carry.
All right, so they ran the clock down, called timeout. Now they're going to punt.
Okay, so they didn't want Grandview to get the ball.
So, we're going to get it with over 45 seconds left. We can score in 45 seconds. We've shown that.
So does Coach Leach go for it here, or do they go to the locker room happy with the 6-point lead and a ton of momentum?
I think we run some running plays that we expect to gain yardage. I doubt if we might throw that little waggle where we throw it out in the flat to Javon Turner, a safe pass, something like that. But I more expect that we'll run it. We can score any time when we run it.
Well, how about a punt return here?
We're not going to return the punt because we're going to play for the fake, which is what we should do. We've got our base defense, so we're playing for the fake. So the punt's going to just be down wherever it comes down.
So Coach Leach playing it safe. Here's the kick.
That's exactly what we should do.
Really good kick.
That's exactly what we should do.
Maybe that'll squirt into the end zone, but it doesn't look like it will as it rolls inside the 10 down to about the 6-yard line. So Oak Park downs it there with 40 seconds.
40 seconds. Now that it's so deep, we might just go ahead and down the ball and go in at halftime with the lead that we have because it is too deep now.
So, folks, at halftime, stay with us. The G&H Blue and Gold Brigade halftime show. Then Coach Farris will be back with some analysis after the Blue and Gold Brigade. But let me tell you, folks, this Blue and Gold Brigade, this band, if you're from Grandview, if you've seen these guys before, you need to stick around and see them again. And if you haven't seen them before, definitely stay tuned.
Amazing thing about our band, they practice every morning at 6 a.m., and it's all volunteers. It's not a class, little off-tackle run there, a little safe running play. But getting back to the band, it's not a class. It's all kids that just want to be out there and want to perform with excellence for Grandview High School.
So it looks like Coach Leach and the Bulldogs will be happy going in to halftime with a 6-point lead. As it looks like they're going to, they don't have to take a snap here, but they will. And they hand it off. It looks like Javon Turner around the right tackle, and he'll go for maybe a yard. And it looks like, folks, we will be at halftime. Here at Grandview High School, it's Grandview 27 and the Oak Park Northmen 21 here on the Slice
Your
Network.
score at the half, Grandview Bulldogs 27, Oak Park Northmen 21. Stay tuned for the Blue and Gold Brigade. halftime entertainment is the Grandview High School Blue and Gold Brigade. The band is under the direction of Danny Watfrey, with Associate Director Stephen Stansell, Charles Jakes, percussion instructor Bill Dodd, and color guard instructor Darcy Jones. This season's show features music from some of the greatest classical composers of our time, Igor Stravinsky, Antonin Dvorak, and Modest Mussorgsky. Tonight the band will perform Stravinsky's Suite from Firebird, Dvorak's A New World, and Mussorgsky's Pictures at an Exhibition. Tonight our highlighted performers are Sean Gridine on the trumpet, Monique Brown on the mellophone, Jaron Turner on the alto sax, and Shannon Ward on the trumpet. Drum majors Laura Casey and Joey Parker. Is the band ready? And now, the Blue and Gold Brigade presents Firebird. gentlemen, the Blue and Gold Brigade. The band would like to thank the Grandview Band Boosters for their tireless and diligent support and hard work for all of our band students and staff. So one more time, let's hear it for our very own Blue and Gold Brigade.
Welcome back, folks, to the Slice Network. I'm Heath Cooper along with my partner in crime, Coach Randy Farris, the head boys basketball coach here at Grandview High School. And, Coach, we got an absolute track meet going on right now as it is 27-21, and it's halftime. And check this out, Coach. We just looked at the stats. Jarrell Alexander has 223 yards rushing on 17 yards per carry in the first half. Can you learn something at halftime?
It's just crazy. It's been so fun to watch, and the offense for Oak Park has been good too. We just learned at halftime that unofficially the school record for yards in a single game is 318 yards. It was in 1978 versus Ruskin. A young man named David Haynes ran for 318 yards. Now, right now that's unofficial, but we think that's correct. Jarrell Alexander is on tap to set a school record here tonight, and that would be some really good stuff.
It's been an absolute track meet so far. And, Coach, 244 yards for Grandview, and Jarrell Alexander has 223 of the total yards in the first half. So 15 seconds till kickoff for the third quarter. It is Grandview 27 and Oak Park 21 here on the Slice Network.
Check those raffle tickets. We're looking for number 101, 186, 101.
Folks, we are back here at Grandview High School.
Raffle ticket.
Remember, Oak Park deferred at the beginning of the game, so now they will receive the second half kickoff.
And, folks, we got another shout-out from class of 1982 Grandview graduate saying, quote, David Haynes was a stud. A stud, Coach Farris. So Jarrell Alexander has a chance to break David Haynes' record tonight, who, by Dave from Kansas City, was, quote, a stud.
Well, we're so glad to have the guys from that era of Grandview football still following Grandview football. That is so gratifying to us.
So a shout out not only from New Jersey twice, Augusta, Georgia, and now we've got class of 1982 Grandview High School. Dave talking about David Haynes and his studliness, kind of like you, Coach Farris. Stud.
Yeah, a legend, David Haynes, great player.
And we just had someone comment in the chat room, quote, that commercial is so sick, as you saw the commercial with Damon King, one of the boys basketball players here at Grandview High School, and I would completely agree. Folks,
yeah, we have to agree with that because that's a young man who comes to work every day. He straps it on. We're expecting great things from him in the winter.
So not only is David Haynes a stud, Damon King is a stud, and Sheldon Neal is a stud. Sheldon Neal's the one that produced that commercial, so look for more good things not only from him but the Slice Network, including Grandview High School basketball coming up this winter. So, folks, here we go. Third quarter about to begin. 27-21, Grandview leading here at home. Opening night of high school football on the Slice Network.
All right, the referees had some sort of a conference. It's kind of inexplainable why they did, but here we are. We're teeing it up now. We're ready to start the second half of nonstop action, just like the first half.
As we mentioned at halftime, an absolute track meet. Momentum-changing plays all around. So here we go. Third quarter here on Slice. Kickoff deep. Again, it'll be Wilson for Oak Park, who fumbles at the 10, picks it back up. Bulldogs in pursuit, but Wilson somehow making some moves and getting all the way up to the 27-yard line. Coach,
well,
Wilson, Oak Park's not blocking that great. It's just Wilson making plays.
Well, that time the people stayed in their lanes, but they didn't break down. They ran past the coverage, and so if they would have broken down a little bit sooner, we would have had the lanes coverage and we would have held the kick return to a lot less yardage. We have a man down on the field.
Yeah, we do, and it's number 23, Michael Huff. And, Coach, we're now in the second quarter. The temperatures are probably still in the 90s, so you're starting to see more and more guys cramp up a little bit. So let me ask you this. Does this temperature, does this heat and humidity eventually catch up? I know we've got a Bulldog down on the field right now, but does it catch up to Oak Park only playing 6 or 7 guys both ways?
Well, it probably will and may have already, but it's going to catch up with us too. Our depth is going to have to come through. Especially those that are playing so many minutes, like Appa Vicini and Freedom Akeem-Aladdin. Our depth is going to have to spell them. They're not going to be able to be Iron Men and play all the way through this half.
And Appa Vicini with one heck of a first half. Again, the University of Kansas verbal commit. Parents are out in California right now watching us on Slice. That's at least what he told us today. So, again, Appa Vicini giving a shout-out to his pops and Layla out in Oxnard, California. Pops, thank you for watching tonight on Slice.
Coach, I was waiting for this season for Appa because one afternoon after we had a workout for basketball after the season last spring, I went out to get my car in the parking lot, and I happened to glance over by the soccer field. There's a hill there where we run hills, and I looked over there, and there was one man over there. Nobody else was. I was going home. Nobody else was in the building. Nobody else was in the parking lot. There was one man over there running hills by himself. You know who that man was? Appa Vicini. Appa, and that's when I knew I expected great things from him this year.
From the 27-yard line.
So we are back to play here. Hopefully be getting you some highlights of Jarrell Alexander here pretty soon, as he had put up a monster first half and possibly a record-breaking game here for Jarrell Alexander. It is Scott who's back in the game. Right up the middle. Again, as the run by Oak Park all the way up to the 42-yard line is on the run for the Northmen. Taylor Reynolds with the carry. And Coach, you see that middle being so important again as Oak Park strikes right up the middle.
Again, we've got to read our keys and stay at home. Those linebackers are going to stay at home, and they've got the first option, which is the dive up the middle, and they've got to stay at home and read their keys.
So up to the 42-yard line of the Northmen as they're driving once again here early in the third quarter. 11.5 minutes remain. 27-21 Grandview. And again, we've got some movement on the line, and that time, Coach, it looked like the Bulldogs.
I believe so. Devin Wright, I think, moved a little quick on the snap. Got to watch the ball and go on the movement of the ball. Looks like the referee, he's getting ready to step it off against us. Got to watch the first movement of the ball, especially when you're in the A-gap there in the interior of the line.
Hey, folks, stay up to date on our future broadcasts by adding us on Facebook and Twitter. Go to shop.myslicetv.com and click follow and check out all the good things Sheldon, Neal, and the Slice Network have coming up, not on our future game broadcast, but the good things he's got on his site. Handoff, number 5, that's O'Neal. Up the middle again, Coach, but this time a couple Bulldogs there to stop it.
Well, that time we had a linebacker blitzing on the right side, and then they were running that way, and the linebacker kind of ran by it. If we sat still in there and read our keys, we'll stop that inside game, but that was a little bit better job.
So, Oak Park now 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4, 2nd and 2, 2nd and 3, something like that. We're close. Now in Grandview territory.
Fullback again.
Fullback right up the middle, and that's a lot of green, and that is a Oak Park touchdown. So again, Coach, fireworks, a lot of offense, momentum changing plays, and once again it is Oak Park right up the middle, as you had mentioned before, for a touchdown.
Well, during the time when the defense is over on the bench, we'll have to get that shored up. We'll have to pay some attention to reading in the A-gap there, staying at home with our linebackers, maybe blitzing a little bit less and staying at home and stop that A-gap run.
Well, here's your extra point, and did he miss it? He did. He missed it, Coach.
Extra point.
He missed it, and that's huge because earlier.
Great pressure in there on the kick by number 13 for Grandview.
Number 13 will be Cassio Ship once again, who makes some good plays.
Great game for Cassio, doing a lot of the little things. The cornerback coming off the edge, putting pressure on the kick.
So, Coach, the interception on the 2-point conversion earlier that Grandview threw doesn't come back to bite them as Oak Park misses the extra point. So we're tied 27-all here on opening night of high school football on Slice Network.
Back deep for the Bulldogs. Number 5, Ryan Winters, and number 21,
and Coach, here's some highlights, Coach, of Jarrell Alexander so far here in the first half. Here's Jarrell Alexander.
Okay, here we have Jarrell coming off right tackle. Great block, turning the outside, freedom, getting downfield.
And here comes, as we're playing the highlight.
Back to live action.
Winters down the sideline. He may go. What a move by Winters. What a run. Wow, what a run by Winters.
Coach, we don't have enough time to show highlights until there's new highlights. And so that's such a track meet, such a great game.
Wow. I mean, Winters made some unbelievable moves to get free, and then he breaks loose, gets into some open field, and then he makes some more moves to get all the way down.
Coach, but that was an amazing run.
Here's the replay of the kickoff, Coach, and you can see Ron Winters making plays.
There he is. The first part, he's just a burst of speed, and then here he cuts back, makes a great move there, almost got in for a touchdown. We did have an illegal block on the play, so they're going to pull it back. Looks like we're just on the Oak Park side of the 50-yard line. Still a great field position, great run back. We still have the momentum.
Once again, folks, give us a comment down in the comments section right below your screen. Tell us where you're watching from. Heck, tell us your name. We'll announce it right here on the air, live from Grandview High School. Here's some highlights of Jarrell Alexander, Coach, from the first half. Again, great moves in the open field.
Just burst of speed gets him past the first wave of defenders. That little waggle pass back to live action. Darian Aldridge getting outside and able to get that ball to Javon Turner all the time. Darian looks like he might be cramping up a little bit himself right now.
Again, we talked earlier about the heat, but how about Jarrell Alexander right here on a direct snap, heating it up. Jarrell. All 4 of the touchdowns tonight coming from Jarrell Alexander as he takes it in there. Back to live action. Again, it's Alexander, but there are flags on the play. Most likely a hold on the Bulldogs.
That time, Jarrell showed that he has the other aspect of running. There wasn't a big hole there, so he lowered his shoulder, got yardage after the initial hit, but unfortunately, there's a flag on the play. It is a hold against us.
Against the Bulldogs. Is indicated.
All right, Coach, we've had viewers from New Jersey. We've had viewers from Augusta, Georgia, obviously here from the Kansas City Metro. We now have a first grader who's watching, so let's give another shout out to Grace Takis, who is a big Bulldog fan. Actually, her father was in the class of 1982. He's the one that knows David Haynes and how good he was.
That is so cool. A first grader, a future Bulldog.
So shout out to Grace. Grace, keep checking us out here on Slice. Fade route winners. He has his man. Caught over on the sideline, but he was out of bounds.
Both feet came down at the same time, and one was out. If the inside foot would have come down and he would have had that foot in first, I think they would have counted that.
But how about Aldridge? It seems like his throws have gotten better as the game has progressed.
Well, and what he's doing with that fade route is he's throwing it to the back shoulder, and we're coming back to get it all the time.
And check this out. We have Serena watching right here in Grandview. We now have someone from Virginia, Max Bush, his big brother, Stephen Templeton, giving us a shout-out in the comments section. So we have Jersey, we have Augusta, Georgia, we have Kansas City, we have right here in Grandview, and now we have Virginia watching on Slice. Fumble in the play, and it's still up.
We got it back.
It looked like Grandview got it. They're going to take a loss of about 20 yards on the play.
3rd and 10, the little razzle-dazzle. Didn't bode well for us there, so we're going to have to punt it away. So there it is. The pitch there needed to lead Ryan Winters a little bit, and it was too far into his shoulders. And so we are lucky to get that back. We're lucky to be able to punt, live to fight another day. We'll give the ball up and send our defense to work. So we got people watching in the Commonwealth of Virginia.
The Commonwealth of Virginia. And Serena, I believe it is, gives us another shout-out. She says her son is a GHS freshman player. Serena, if you could drop us a line in the comments there and tell us who he is, we'll sure put his name right on here on Slice. And there's the punt by Grandview and another shank. But although it takes a Grandview bounce, get away from it, guys. All the way down to the 43-yard line. So Oak Park will take over.
That wasn't totally as bad as it could have been. We got some yardage out of it. Now our defense needs to, in the quick change here, our defense needs to come out and put a stop together.
So again, we've talked about it, these big changes in momentum. It's back and forth. It's almost like a ping pong match of a blistering offense and mainly big plays. As coach, I still don't think Oak Park has passed the ball yet this game.
I think they had one pass early, Coach, that was incomplete. I believe they're 0 for 1, but not very much, and we didn't expect that. In fact, I think we've passed a little bit more than I thought we would, but our passing has been very effective, especially that little waggle play where we get outside and throw it in the flat to Javon Turner.
Okay, shout out. We got the name of that player for the Bulldogs. The freshman is Matthew Thomas. He's number 64. Big shout out to Matthew. Thank you for checking us out. I believe that was Serena, who is Matthew's mother.
That's great that all these young Bulldogs and future Bulldogs are in here watching, because that bodes well for the future.
Got a commenter on the comments saying, is the running back with all the yards on the track team? Coach, tell the viewers out there about the state champion Grandview track team.
Yes, he is absolutely on the track team, and he was a state champion last year in the 100-meter relay. He's a member of a track team that's won 3 consecutive state championships, and we've got plenty of talent coming back. We could win 4 in a row. Our girls team took 3rd last year, and they pretty much have everyone coming back. So we could win track state, both boys and girls, in the same year this year.
You're very welcome, Serena. Once again, live from Grandview. Her son, Matthew Thomas, is a freshman. Freshman playing next Wednesday night, folks, at Raytown. check those guys out. I've heard they've got close to 40 guys out, and I've heard directly from the coaches that they're going to be a really good team this year.
Inside handoff on reverse. That time the linebacker stayed home. They looked at their reads and didn't look at the motion in the backfield. They didn't chase off, and that's how you stop that play. You got to stay at home with those interior linebackers. They did a great job.
Okay, 2nd and 10, Oak Park. After the stop by Grandview, it is 27 all here at Grandview High School. What a great opening night game. As usual, always exciting here at Grandview High School, always exciting on the Slice Network. But what's not exciting is the amount of flags tonight, Coach, and we might be over 20 flags.
Now this is what I talked about earlier when the flag comes.
Okay, let's give some shout-outs to the opponent, Oak Park. The head coach's wife, Chris, is watching us. Mrs. Holt, why aren't you here supporting your husband? Hopefully you're out of the state or out of the city. You should be here. This is a great game. You're missing out, although I would like to be where you are in the air conditioning because it's pretty hot. But what a great game, and Coach Holt has done a fantastic job.
We are glad that you're watching. Great game. Your team looks really good tonight. Really good offensive team.
And Coach Holt's done a good job. I saw these guys last year. They are much improved this year.
That time, hey, now we're shutting down the inside. The linebackers are reading their keys. They're staying inside. Good job. A good adjustment by Coach William Harris, who's the defensive coordinator. After we got beat on that several times in the last series, we have shut that down this series.
How about this, Coach? You mentioned all the talent that's come through Grandview High School. We now have someone on the message board. I believe it's Stephen Templeton, excuse me. Used to play with Josh Freeman and Brandon Kinney here at Grandview High. Is playing at Virginia now. Coach, you remember that name? Here comes pursuit by Grandview, and Scott is taken down for a huge loss.
So that's only the second time they tried to pass, and maybe that's why they don't pass that much. Coach, I was watching the play. What was your question to me?
Well, that was Deontay Moss. We're getting someone on the board saying that they played with Brandon Kinney and Josh Freeman at Grandview. They now play at Virginia. He's saying Brandon. Do you recognize the name?
No, I wish he would give us the full name because certainly we were here. We used to play Who Let the Dogs Out every time we scored a touchdown, and when Freeman was throwing to Kinney, we let the dogs out quite often.
So if you're out there, if you know Josh Freeman and Brandon Kinney, you just put a comment on the screen. Let us know your name so we can give you a shout out here on Slice.
Lloyd White in punt formation.
Okay, so Grandview holds Deontay Moss.
Great defensive series, and Deontay Moss, who's come in, he's one of those guys that we've mentioned that's got to come in and spell the starters because we can't go the whole way in this heat, and that's great that he comes in and gets a sack.
Good punt. Again, Oak Park special teams have been very impressive tonight. Again, that shows you the difference Chris Holt has made in this program. Tremendous improvement since last year as the ball is down at the 37-yard line.
Down by number 32.
All right, now we've got to get our running game established again. We have a new tailback in the game. Javon Turner is in a tailback. I did notice that they were working a little bit with the legs of Jarrell Alexander during the time they were on the bench. Oh, actually, they're both in there. Jarrell's in there, too. So Jarrell and Javon Turner are in there.
And you got Ryan Winters out wide.
We do. All right, so
weapons.
Obviously Jarrell's legs, cramps, whatever he was dealing with, they have it fixed.
So here we are. Aldridge on the roll. Looking. Everybody seems to be covered, and he's going to toss that one out of bounds. Good defense by Oak Park.
That time, instead of having going back on the waggle back against, they just had him on a little short rollout to his strong hand. He's left-handed, and they had him rolling out to the left, and they ran a flood pattern where they had three guys out coming the same way, but great coverage by Oak Park and a great job by the quarterback, Darian Aldridge. Just throw it away. Don't try to create something that's not there. Actually, probably a pretty good call on first down because we've probably run the ball on first down almost 100% of the time, so it might be good to mix it up there. But now we're going to have to come back and pick up this first down.
2nd and 10, 27 all here at Grandview High School. Aldridge, handoff. Alexander breaking a few tackles, but not much more there as, again, Oak Park seems to be playing defense. And, Coach, both teams really playing pretty good defense. which is opposite of what you would think after the fireworks we had in the first half.
Well, both lines have shored things up. Remember how many times we commented in the first half how quickly Jarrell was to the hole and how quickly he got through the hole and into the second level of defenders, and now Oak Park's line is not letting that happen.
Aldridge in the pistol. You know, Oak Park's got some big bodies that tackle on defense that really plug the hold up really well up the middle. Good tackle.
Great tackle in the open field. That could have gone. And we're going to have to punt the ball again and count on our defense to get another stop.
Mrs. Holt on the comments on the message board saying thanks for the compliments. No problem, Mrs. Holt. Thank you very much for watching us here tonight on Slice TV. And believe me when I say this, I was at this game last year, a year ago at Oak Park, and this Oak Park team is tremendously improved. Your husband has done a fantastic job with this team. Best of luck to you the rest of the way. There's Wilson again, and they threw it, Coach.
Ramonte McConnell, a little overzealous there. He came in and he wasn't trying to tackle the guy. He was just trying to kind of hold him up. But you can't, once the guy fair catches, he's got an invisible circle around him that you cannot invade. And if you get inside that and touch him, that's fair catch interference.
Once again, folks, stay up to date with Slice TV and future broadcasts by adding Slice TV to your Facebook and your Twitter. Here's some broadcasts we have upcoming on the 13th. Winnetonka Griffins live here at Grandview High School, and then the huge rivalry game. October 4th, Friday night, Raytown South. Homecoming night will be a good one here at Grandview High School. Please join us here on the Slice Network. Once again, we are back to play, and that's a big penalty, Coach, as they mark off about 20 yards, 15 yards.
Yes, that's a field position changer. We had good field position, and now we've turned it over, and they have good field position. Still got to stop that middle.
So Oak Park back to work. Scott under center. Man in motion, that's O'Neal. O'Neal will get it up the middle. He's held up, and he is wrapped up. Man, what O'Neal is pretty tough, Coach.
Second, third, fourth effort. He did a great job there. We had guys flying around trying to get him, and he just kept his feet and kept churning and kept getting more yards.
And, Coach, they've got him listed at 170 pounds. That might be a little generous, but, man, what a tough kid he is.
Yeah,
he's had some big, tough runs tonight.
He's an extremely tough kid for a smaller kid, smaller back, but we've got to do a better job of tackling.
Once again, you can see kind of that mentality change that Oak Park's undergone here in the last year or two under Coach Holt, who has definitely turned this program in the right direction.
Timeout, Grandview, Coach.
Timeout.
Okay, so we're going to go to a timeout here. 27-all here at Grandview High School, here on the Slice Network.
Hey, great party.
Oh, thanks. Here you go. One hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned.
That's it. You're not going to come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
You wouldn't do it there.
Gotta be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
So welcome back to Grandview High School. 27-all, 4:06 remaining, third quarter. Oak Park, Grandview, what a great opening night game we've had here at Grandview High School. Once again, it's O'Neal with another tough run. Looks like he only picked up about a yard, but he is not easy to bring down.
Our guys are staying home. They're doing a much better job of not looking at all that motion in the backfield and reading the key right in front of them and staying at home. Much better job.
And, Coach, we had so much offense in the first half. Neither team has scored here, and the third quarter is winding down to an end.
It is like a tale of two different halves here. It's kind of settled into the defensive struggle and trying to find which team's going to establish the run. This is basically what we talked about in the pregame, but all of those big, long runs in the first half kind of changed that for a while, but we seem to be settling into that type of game now.
Okay, do you think maybe that's a product of the heat?
It could be. Everybody's getting a little tired now, so maybe the team that gets the one more big play will be the team that wins this game.
So a huge play upcoming for Grandview if they can get the stop here. And like Coach had mentioned, both these squads have played excellent defense here in the second.
Ever since the Oak Park quarterback went down and didn't come back up, and maybe that was cramps or whatever, they haven't run him as much. If he's 100%, you might look for him on a run here to see if he can get loose and get this 8 yards that they need for a first down.
Okay, so Scott under center, two backs behind him. And he'll fumble on the play, and it looks like, I think Grandview got that.
Fumble on the play.
Grandview guys are pointing that way, and it is Grandview football.
Ball recovered by number
So
54,
Scott fumbles, and
Bulldogs
Grandview will take
First and
over
10.
at the Oak Park 43.
3-yard line.
Here comes your replay. Coach Farris, tell us what happens here.
Okay, it's just it was going to be a fake. I think the quarterback was going to keep it, and he just never had control of the ball.
So again, that big momentum change. Can Grandview capitalize?
All right, here we are back to live action, so let's see what we've got. The referees, again, the Grandview players were a little disheartened because they wanted to get up on the ball after the turnover, but the referees are calling a water break, and that is the proper call. We would like to continue our momentum here, but we've got to think about health first.
Once again, folks, post a comment in our chat room below, and we'll sure to mention some, if not all of the comments during this broadcast. We've had several people comment already. New Jersey, Virginia, right here in Grandview, Augusta, Georgia. So people from all over. The Slice Network is catching on. It's one of the up-and-coming TV networks, not only for sports but other programming. So once again, check us out at Slice TV, MySlice TV, excuse me. So www.myslicetv.com. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Exciting things on the way from the Slice Network.
Support the golf team. Wednesday, September 4th, JV and varsity will be at the Country
So the water break once again is mandated by Missouri State High School Athletic Association.
A little bit different formation. We've got a trip set out to the left, and then we've got a tight end to the right. So,
and it's Alexander
and
taking
the
snap.
Wildcat. What do we got? We're just going to run it. We're just spreading them out.
Alexander right up the middle, and that's a good 6-yard gain, Coach. And again, that offensive line getting a good push.
Well, the concept there is you spread them out and then run in the gap, and that's basically what we did. That was a well-designed play coming out of the water break. So that's another example of the really good coaching that's going on out here.
So it's Aldridge, Alexander. Aldridge will keep it on a design quarterback run around the left side. Good move. Getting yards, and look at Aldridge. Shrug ahead. He's still going. Coach Farris, he is still going. Oh, we got a flag again.
Well, again, wow. Aldridge is a good center fielder. He was invited last summer, baseball-wise, he was invited to a Royals elite camp last summer. So he's a great athlete. He plays center field. So as the season goes on, I think we'll see him running more and more.
So we've got a player down, and it is a Northman down on the play. Coach, would this be an aiding the runner penalty possibly?
I'm just wondering that, because if you get in behind the runner and push him and him alone and don't push the defenders, that is a penalty. But let's see what the call is. I'm also wondering if that's the case, do we go back to the line of scrimmage for the penalty, or is it is it a spot infraction? So we'll have to see.
You know, the crazy thing about that play is you see that so much, and you hardly ever seen it get called.
Yeah. Well, if that's the call, it would be the appropriate call, and the reason I don't even know where the spot is you see it so infrequently that it's something that we'll just have to wait and see how the referees enforce the penalty.
So we're hearing maybe in the press box it is against the Bulldogs, and what's the call?
Well, and then we just received a sideline warning. I think that's because our coaches were protesting the call to a bot. So we got a sideline warning, which is no extra yardage or anything. But what that is, you get a warning, and then the next time they can throw a flag on you. So we'll have to just wait and see how the referees enforce this penalty after the injury is over.
Coach, we got some former players from last year on the sideline. I believe Ivan Lofton. And who else are the other players down here from last year's graduating class? Ryan Lee.
Nick Frank, the quarterback.
Nick Frank, who is now at Baker University. Ryan Lee is at the University of Missouri. Yeah. Ivan Lofton. I'm not sure where Ivan ended up, but I know
he went to Southwest Baptist.
Southwest Baptist.
Yeah, so we have kids that are playing college sports coming back to support. So we got them. We've got first graders. We've got people all over the United States.
There's a picture of Ryan Lee.
There they are. That's
Nick Frank.
Yep.
Great to see those guys come back. And Coach, you had mentioned earlier, so many good things going on right now at Grandview High School.
Ryan Lee has had reconstructive type of surgery on his elbow. He's going to be a pitcher for the University of Missouri baseball team.
Grandview takes over, 1st and 10.
So the injured player on the play, Tommy Chun, a running back and defensive back for the Northmen, but he seemed to go off the field on his own.
Here we are back in the Wildcat formation after the break there for the injury. So let's see if we've got other plays out of this formation.
So again, it's Alexander with Turner directly behind him.
Even after the penalty, we ended up.
There's Alexander again up the middle. What a move, and he is loose, and Jarrell Alexander will score his 5th. That's right, folks, his 5th touchdown of the game.
Yeah, that's the concept of that formation, again, is you spread them out and you make the second level go out and cover those trips out to the right. And when they do that, when they get spread out, then that makes big gaps inside. The lead blocker there, which is Javon Turner, he does a great job. And he's not a fullback size. He's a tailback size, and he gets up in there, and he does a nice job. That's when you have the lead blocker like that out of the Wildcat, that's called an ISO type of blocking, and he just gets in there, runs behind Javon's block, takes it to the house.
Kick is up, kick is good. So we just talked about all the defense that's been played in this quarter, and there has been good defense, but Grandview scores on another Jarrell Alexander run to take the lead. It is 34-27 Grandview here with 2:39 left here in the third quarter on Slice TV.
Get your hot dogs, hamburgers, and chicken sandwiches at half price at the concession stand.
That's a big score, but it's only going to be big if the defense goes out and gets a stop here. Preferably a 3-and-out would be really good, and then we could really get some momentum going.
Number 84, Jesse Pryor.
A little early here, folks, but if you missed a little bit of the game tonight, shortly after the game, you can watch the broadcast in its entirety right here on Slice. It will be up. Sheldon Neal will be putting that up for you to be able to view, or if you have some family members that may have missed the game, have them come back to www.myslicetv.com and check it out in its entirety.
Evan Wilson.
So kickoff once again, and it looks like Evan Wilson will get another opportunity. No, he won't. That ball goes out of bounds, which is a penalty.
Jesse Pryor's kickoff goes out of bounds. Flag on the play.
That's we're trying to squib it to keep him from returning it, but that's always a problem with the squib because the football definitely is not round, and you cannot control how it bounces. So sometimes you have to pay the price for it going out of bounds. So what will happen is the ball comes out to the 35-yard line, and Oak Park will get the ball on the 35-yard line.
Against the Bulldogs.
And, Coach, we talked about it at halftime. Jarrell Alexander had 223 yards. I'd like to maybe hear from our statistician, Mr. Bounds, maybe has an update on Jarrell's yards. 254 yards for Jarrell Alexander, so he's 64 yards away or so, or 74 yards away from the all-time school record by David Haynes back in 1978.
Inside
There's
handoff
O'Neal again. O'Neal again, but again, fumble on the play. That would be huge, Coach
The referee,
Farris.
no, there was no fumble. The referee is saying the runner was down. He was already down before the fumble.
Okay, Devin Woods on the tackle, but again, Coach, the little running back, Matt O'Neal, again, grinding out yards, getting another 5.
It was great blocking by Oak Park on that play, and Devin Woods was actually blocked on first contact, but fought his way through the block and was able to recover to hold him to a gain of 4, which was really good for that particular play since the blocking was so good.
Man in motion. Scott will hand off once again. Again, Grandview in there as there is a host of Bulldogs in on the play. Another penalty.
Marcus Caldwell
Got to get
with the carry brought down by number 14, Christian Hunley.
That was great gang tackling there, but then we had some play going on after the whistle, and I think we're at fault here, so it's going to be a 15-yard penalty. It's going to put Oak Park over the 50-yard line in our territory, and we're going to need to
on McConnell?
Get settled down and play football here.
I think that might have been on Ramonte McConnell. Maybe emotions getting to him just a little bit. Played a great game tonight. McConnell's had a fantastic game. We need him here in the rest of the third, and especially in the fourth quarter. He is a very important part of this defense.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Bulldogs leads to an ejection.
Oh, wow. Ramonte McConnell has been ejected from the game, Coach.
Yeah, it was after the play, and it was inappropriate contact after the play, and it's really hurt the team here. But now, again, these are good things for the defense because we're going to have to recover from this and get a stop here.
So not only does the penalty cost the Bulldogs 20 yards, but they also lost one of their best defensive players. Number 44, Ramonte McConnell, is now out of the game.
The other issue is he won't play next week against Crispin either because you're out another game if you get ejected from a game.
That will hurt. So Scott, the handoff,
38.
number 38 again, and he's around the corner and a lot of green, and he is gone. Touchdown, Oak Park. With the ensuing extra point, will tie up the game.
Again, we had a lot of players in there that didn't start on defense, but we have to do that. But they got to get a lot more stout, and they got to get stops. So now back on offense. Now it's the ping pong match continues. Now it's our serve.
You know, literally, again, 2 minutes ago, we're sitting here saying there's been no scores, good defense, and now we've had 2 touchdowns in basically a minute and a half. So again, a momentum change. Looks like it goes back to Oak Park. Here's your touchdown on the play.
Well, this is just pretty straightforward. It's a cross buck. You fake to the fullback. You got to pull 76 pulls, kicks out the end, and the hole is just huge. And the end's got to step down and take that block on and close that hole a little bit. When you go outside like that, you just create a bigger hole. So you got to step down and take on the block in the hole.
So it's Marquise Caldwell with the 45-yard touchdown run, which ties the score at 34. All a minute and 29 left here in the third quarter. And this has been an unbelievable game on opening night.
Who's that?
Here at Grandview High School.
Number 5, Ryan Winters. And number 3, Ronnie Johnson.
Ronnie Johnson, the sophomore, one of the best athletes in the school, is now going to be back returning kicks here for the Bulldogs along with Winters. Looks like they're giving Jarrell Alexander a little bit of a break.
Chances are Ronnie will get a chance too because they'll kick it away. Nope, they're going to kick it to Ryan. That's kind of a surprise.
And there goes Winters up the middle, and he will go. Maybe puts a move on here. 20-10, 5. What a move by Winters for a touchdown.
Like I said, I'm surprised they didn't kick it to Ronnie Johnson, the sophomore, because you take it in your own hands if you kick it to Ryan Winters. He's got speed and moves.
And, Coach, could we have asked for a much more exciting game? Opening night,
This is amazing, amazing.
Don't they always say that the defenses are ahead of the offenses? Not the case tonight.
It's
40-34, and we're not even in the fourth quarter yet. Here's the play, Coach.
The speed and athleticism we've seen on display here is just amazing. The other thing is here, Ronnie Johnson gets down there and throws a block in ahead of him, and then the wedge, everybody throws a block, and once he gets through the wedge, he just basically outruns everybody else. Now the kicker, as we go again here, the kicker thinks he's going to make a play here, but it's just a basic in and out move. He just makes a juke, fakes him in, and then goes out and then just outruns him to the pylon. So if you see he's through, he's just outrunning everybody here. Now the kicker is down there. Kicker's waiting on him. So what he does is he runs him inside. As we watch here, he runs him inside and just makes a quick move, and then he just beats him to the pylon right there, and the kicker doesn't have that kind of speed to get to him.
So, extra point kick on the way. Kick is up and good.
A lot of pressure on the kickers here because the first kicker to miss now at this point could be big.
So, with a minute and 16 left in the third quarter, it is now Grandview 41, Oak Park 34 here on Slice TV.
A lot of fireworks, a lot of fireworks.
Jesse Pryor on to kickoff for the Bulldogs.
Once again, folks, post a comment on our chat room, which you can see right below our broadcast here. We'll definitely mention your comments, maybe give you a shout out. If you know one of the players, we'll be sure to give him a shout out as well. Good stuff going on here tonight. Big Grandview High School, and great stuff going on, as usual, with Slice TV. Kickoff, and again it's Wilson up the middle, and here we go again. Wilson with another solid return. It's Coach, it seems like he's getting 15-20 yards on every return.
Well, yeah, but that time, in order to take away the deep return, what we did was we kicked that one higher, and it had more hang time, and everybody stayed in their lanes, and so that's another one where, yeah, they got it back out to the 34, but they weren't going to be able to return it. So that's another way, another safety type of way that you kick to kind of change up your kicking game and make sure that you don't get any runbacks.
So, Coach, at some point, if Grandview could just get some type of stop on defense and get the ball back, you would think they would get that momentum right back. Right at the middle once again, as that seems to be their bread and butter, Coach, right up the middle.
Well, there was a couple of series where we stopped it. Now, that time we were looking in the backfield, and we didn't get up in the gap quick enough and gain a 6, and we can't have a gain of 6. We have to hold that to less gain than that, give them less yardage.
So just a great night tonight. I mean, the scoreboard is just as hot as it is outside. Point after point, drive after drive, big run after big run here on the Slice Network. Scott, handoff right up the middle.
Oh,
and it's
nice,
stuffed.
nice stop. Who's in there?
I believe that was number 64 for the Bulldogs, and that would be, no, not 64. Not sure what the number is.
Number 29, Taylor Reynolds with the carry.
29.
Brought down by number 54,
54,
Jimmy
I'm sorry.
No gain. 3rd and 4.
Jimmy Adoodle, I'm sorry.
Jimmy Adoodle, he's recovering from an injury that he suffered just not too long ago, and he's back in there. He's a really big linebacker, and expecting good things from him. He's got around himself into shape, and because he missed a few days of practice with an injury, but he's back up in there.
So 41-34, Grandview here. Going into the fourth quarter, what a great game as we've had 75 points on the scoreboard. And now up in the press box, we are joined by a Grandview alum, Ivan Lofton. Ivan, thanks for coming to see us, sir. He's going to get on the mic right now. Ivan, you're at Southwest Baptist, correct?
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about how things are going there.
Everything's going good. Everything's just flowing. We're just getting ready to take on Truman State next week and get that win. So we're just ready to get the season started and everything.
So what do you think about the Bulldogs tonight? 41 points on opening night.
I think it's crazy. Jarrell Alexander, 5 touchdowns already, and the game isn't over. Ryan Winters with the shakes and the kick returns and everything like that. I think the team's going to be really good this year.
Jarrell actually, Coach Farris noticed earlier, has a chance at the all-time school record. 318 yards by David Haynes all the way back in 1978 against Ruskin. So Ivan Lofton, currently at Southwest Baptist. Ivan, thank you so much for coming up and coming back to Grandview High School.
Thank you. Thank you.
Number 81, right, Ivan, last year? 81. Ivan Lofton last year, one of the best wide receivers.
Again, they're back to running a little trap play up the middle, and we got to stay at home. We have to solve these cross bucks in the middle. Stay at home, read the keys, don't look at the backfield.
So Oak Park at their own 48-yard line, trailing by 7, 11:40 left in the game and counting. Back in motion. Caldwell will get it up the middle once again, and he is pulling some Grandview Bulldogs for some extra yards. Again, it's Caldwell and Coach. It's that tough running by Oak Park over and over again.
That time I focused in on our defensive linemen, and we're starting to show some fatigue. Instead of firing out and staying low, we're starting to stand up. So what you've been talking about the whole game is starting to kind of show itself. We're going to have to reach down and find that little extra burst of energy and finish this off.
Single back set, man in motion, right up the middle. Again, testing that middle. Looks like it will be a first down, as it's number 29, Taylor Reynolds, who's been another one of the. We talked, Coach, about the stable of running backs that Grandview has, and they have some good ones. There's no question, led by Jarrell Alexander. But how about this group of backs for Oak Park? They've proven themselves tonight as well.
Well, the last 3 or 4 series, in the pregame, we talked about their offense would probably look more like 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're just taking what we'll give them. They're just running in the little bubbles in our line there, and they're just taking what they can get.
Got a flag on the play once again. Probably Grandview, I would think, Coach.
Yeah, Appa's pointing to himself. I think maybe he jumped first.
Must give a shout out tonight to not only Sheldon. Neal has done a fantastic job running the board, all the great slow motion clips that you're seeing, but how about Delshawn Newsom doing everything? One of the students that helps out with Slice, sophomore here at Grandview High School, doing so much for Slice tonight. We couldn't do it without you, Delshawn. Thank you very much. Handoff up the middle. It's Caldwell getting maybe back to the line of scrimmage. So that time the Bulldogs all over that. It was number 54, Jimmy Adettle, once again, the senior linebacker, making the play. Coach Farris talked about Jimmy having that injury. He's had some big plays tonight, making a big tackle on that one, bringing down Caldwell.
Yeah, Appa came out for a rest, so we're a lot smaller in there, so probably expect a run up the middle.
2nd and 5, Oak Park. Looking to throw. They'll throw out of the backfield to O'Neal, and he will drop it. But, Coach, I think Grandview was going to be there to wipe that away anyway.
We had that covered all the way around. Oak Park's passing is
and we've got a special guest in the booth, Assistant Coach Cooper Moore. Coach Moore here, new teacher at Grandview High School, K-State grad. Coach Moore, tell us what your thoughts about Grandview High School so far.
I'm really enjoying it. It's a lot of fun every day, getting to be with these kids and coach these kids and help them out. Help them learn how to play football.
And a breakaway. Again, it's Caldwell. And Coach Farris talked about that right up the middle. Coach Moore and his group, along with Coach Brian Everett, next Wednesday we'll be playing Raytown at Raytown.
Yes, sir.
Are you guys ready or not?
We're getting there. I think we need a little bit more work, but we're definitely ready to hit somebody that's in a different color than ourselves.
So I'm hearing word from Manhattan that Kansas State's leading 14-7 now. Will the Wildcats hold on against the 2-time defending national champions in North Dakota State?
Absolutely, absolutely. That's not even a question. They're going to go out there. They're going to pound them. Hopefully they'll win by about 3 touchdowns, let's say.
Okay, Oak Park. There's O'Neal again right up the middle, and he will literally walk into the end zone to tie it up with the impending extra point. It will be 41 all. Coach Moore, thank you very much for joining us. He's got to go do his duties up in the press box.
Thank you.
So we'll see Coach Moore and Coach Everett next Wednesday at Raytown High School as the freshmen will open their season. And, folks, again, another change of momentum, another big run for a score as it's O'Neal up the middle to tie it up.
And what we talked about, another big extra point here. The pressure's on these kickers.
And right on cue, Coach Farris mentions the pressure of the kickers, and the kicker for Oak Park misses the extra point.
We still got to answer. It's still ping pong. It's still our serve. We've got to answer.
So he misses the extra point, and with 9 minutes, 24 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter, it is Oak Park 41, Grandview 40. As we have another special guest in the booth, the head coach of the Grandview High School freshman boys football team, Coach Brian William Everett. And, Coach, your bunch will open up next Wednesday at Raytown High School. Tell us about the freshman team.
We have a lot of young people out at this particular point in time. They seem to be genuine youngsters who care about our program. And but we've got a long ways to go. We're just trying to get a little bit better every day.
Now, I'm hearing from my sources in the industry that you have at least 40 kids out for freshman football.
Approximately 40. The freshmen, it's kind of a fluid situation, but yeah, we've got they're over 40. I think we're still right there.
So next Wednesday, 3 o'clock, check out the freshman boys football team led by head coach William Brian Everett, assistant coach Cooper Moore, and, of course, Coach Foreman also with those guys. Coach Foreman, the longtime coach here at Grandview High School. So good luck to those guys next week at 3 o'clock at Raytown High School. Go check those guys out. The future Bulldogs are in action.
At the 24-yard line.
Okay, Oak Park squibbed it along the ground, and probably smartly so.
Maybe they've watched enough of us on the returns and figure better to squib. So here we go. We have to establish a drive here.
And it's Alexander again.
Wildcat.
And he'll go. Here he goes. It's Alexander again for about 17 yards.
The first time tonight he was caught from behind.
You are not going to see that often as the two-time state champions in track, Grandview, Jarrell Alexander, one of the leaders of that bunch, as Grandview gets another first down
Again
here.
on that last play, we were in the Wildcat where we spread them out and then just let Jarrell Alexander find the hole in the defense. Now we're back to our regular formation. It's a botched up play, and look what Darian Aldridge does. The back went the wrong way. It was supposed to be the read option, but since no one was there, Darian just took off, got some good yardage for us. That's the athleticism that he has.
Once again, another shout out for, I believe, one of the freshman players, Matthew Thomas. He's ready to play next Wednesday at Raytown, number 64. Check him out. Freshman team, Coach, I think is going to be pretty good in those future Bulldogs.
Yeah, it's a real good class. A lot of solid athletes in that class.
Will be on Slice TV very soon. Fake, and they're going to let it fly. Oh! Feet get caught up. You got to think that was on purpose, Coach. You got to think that was purposely done. As Desmond Tyson goes down, he looked like he had his man beaten. Coach, no flag on the play.
It's a controversial call, but you gotta think that what the referee is saying is that both players were giving it a honest effort and that their legs just got tangled up and that neither player was at fault. That's what they're saying.
Pretty mysterious non-call there, but that's okay. Refs have done a great job tonight so far, so you can't fault them here. Pitch play. There's Desmond Tyson. Oh, he fumbled the ball, but Alexander picks it up.
We've won that reverse twice on 3rd and long, and we've fumbled twice.
So that will bring up 4th down. And you would obviously expect Grandview to kick here, and they will. So Oak Park will get it back. Just 8:50 remaining in what has been an unbelievable opening night game here at Grandview High School and on the Slice Network. We couldn't have asked for a better game tonight. Two really, honestly, equally matched teams fighting it out. And Coach Farris has talked about this. It's like a ping pong match, and whoever has the last serve is probably going to win this. And Oak Park will get that opportunity now. And we have a flag. Looks like possibly not a delay game, Coach, because the flag did not, or the 25-second clock did not expire.
Where the flag came from, someone must have been lined up wrong.
Once again, folks, this has been an unbelievable game, and if you would like to see
it's offsides on Oak Park. Someone was lined up wrong.
If you would like to see this game in its entirety, it will be on shortly after we go off the air. It will be on the website, www.myslicetv.com. Go check out the game in its entirety. It's worth every second. This has been an unbelievable game tonight. Oh, wow. Over the punter's head. What will he do with it? He's going to take off and go, and he will get smacked out of bounds. And Oak Park will take over at the Grandview 12.
There's a flag on the play also, Coach.
There's a flag on the play. So this one could be back inside maybe the 10-yard line.
Defense is going to have to dig down. There is a flag, though.
So, Coach, once again, this wide swings and momentum change are just unbelievable. You described it best. It literally is a ping pong game.
Well, let's see what this call is. We might end up with a little bit better field position. Nope, it's on us. So now it's going to be half the distance to the goal on top of where we are. So the defense is going to really have their work cut out for them.
And here's the replay, Coach.
The only way to salvage this would be if there was some way the punter could get around and get any kind of a punt off, but he really couldn't at any point in this.
So once they mark this off, we will see. I would think, like you said, Coach, it would be inside the 10-yard line. And listen to the Grandview crowd and the Oak Park crowd. What a great atmosphere we have here tonight on Slice as they whoop it up. 41-40, Grandview leads this one, but Oak Park is driving as they're at the, it looks like they're going to be at the 4-yard line. Oh, I'm sorry, 15-yard line. Listen to this crowd. Really fired up here on opening night on Slice.
Come on, baby.
Handoff right up the middle again. Fumble again. There's a fumble on the play.
Oak Park thinks they have it, Coach.
Again, they're testing that middle of that Grandview defensive line over and over and over again. And, Coach,
a Duddle in on that play again. The linebackers are doing a good job stuffing inside. When we can have the first group in there, it's just that when we get tired and we have to sub through and we get smaller people in there, they're able to push us around inside.
So once again, handoff around the left side. It's Caldwell again, and he will run down inside the 5. Inside the 5.
Looks like it's going to be 1st and goal, and now our work's really cut out for us.
So 7:46 remaining, and what has been an absolute barn burner here at Grandview High School. 41-40. Oak Park Northmen lead this one. I'm sorry, Grandview leads, but Oak Park is driving. We have a flag on the play once again, Coach. Coach, I don't have the stats in front of me, but, I mean, would it be a stretch to say that there's been 30 flags in this game?
I don't know, but and then on both teams, that's a saving grace there. They were going to have 1st and goal, and they must have had a hold on the edge there that got the runner outside, and now we've got a chance to get a really good stop here. Still got to keep him out of the inside.
Okay, so 2nd and 20 at the Grandview about the 26-yard line. Crowd really, really into this game. They have gotten every penny of their ticket price for this one, as this has been a shootout here on opening night on Slice TV. There's O'Neal again right at the middle, and he will be stopped for a loss. But again, Coach Farris, they seem to keep testing that middle of the defensive line.
And it's a little bit of a game. They gained 2 or 3, but we stayed at home. If we stay at home, we're going to be just fine, but we got to stay at home. Everybody's got to be assignment sound now. The quarterback really hasn't done any running the second half, and he definitely must not be 100%, but he's so dangerous. We saw that in the first half. Whoever has the quarterback's got to stay on the assignment.
So timeout, Oak Park. Here we sit, 7:09 left in the fourth quarter, 41-40. Grandview leads the game. It is 3rd and 17, Oak Park, as they call a timeout. Here on Slice.
Thank you. Can I help you today? No thanks. I'm just looking. Oh, this is cute. So? Too tight-headed! Yuck!
You wouldn't do it there.
Oh.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Like they're the fashion police.
Okay, big down here, Coach. Big down.
Grandview High School, 41-40. Grandview leads. Oak Park driving, 3rd down and 17.
In the defensive backfield, we're backed off a little. We're more of a contained mode.
And off to Caldwell up the middle, and he is going to be brought down. So that will bring up 4th down as he gets inside the 20. And, Coach, a decision here for Oak Park, because this is a 46-yard field goal. I mean, this would be a long field goal.
Their kicker hasn't shown that kind of range, but I think they're bringing him out.
36-yard field goal.
They're bringing him out.
36-yard field goal. Coach, you talked about the pressure on the kickers. No more pressure-packed spot than this right here.
Got to be very aware of a fake here also.
So clock running down to 6:35 and counting. This is a 36-yard field goal for Oak Park. The kick is up. The kick is no good.
Wide
it
left.
Is no good. So
Wide
Grandview
left.
will still lead with 6:24 left in the fourth quarter as Oak Park, he had the leg, Coach, but it just didn't go through the uprights.
That's the most leg he's shown all night. He's just barely made some extra points, and then he missed the last one. But, boy, he popped that one. He got a lot of leg into it.
So, Coach, Grandview will get the ball back. Now, coaching-wise, what should the philosophy be? Do you do what you do and kind of run hurry up and you keep pounding it away with Jarrell? Or do you try to eat some clock here? You're up a point.
You definitely don't want to snap the ball with time left on the play clock. But we can probably run the ball. What we need here is 2 or 3 first downs, and we'll be done.
So once again, here we are live on Slice. 6:24 remaining in a unbelievable game, Coach. For first night, they always say the offense is supposed to be behind the defense, but not the case tonight with 81 points on the board.
Yeah, definitely not the case, and our defense has had a lot of trouble with their offense, all of the misdirection and the cross-bucks and the faking. And if we get that settled, if they get the ball back, we can stop them one more time. But right now, the key is on offense. If we can just control the ball, get 2 or 3 first downs, we could end this game with the ball in our hands.
Right, but you've got to be prepared for Oak Park getting the ball back possibly one more time. As you said, Coach, this is a ping pong match. It is back and forth, and Mr. Scott Bounds is giving us a stat here.
There have been 25 penalties called, 14
25.
on us, 11 on Oak Park, so it has been a total penalty-filled game.
A lot of flags, which you would think for an opening night game, but maybe not 25.
Yeah, and then here we are back to live action. Nice gain. Nice gain. That's what we want to do. We definitely don't want to run out of bounds, though.
Okay, and the clock has stopped, so 6:19 remaining. It'll bring up second down and about 5.
Our ball carriers need to be very aware that we have to stay in bounds. Don't run out of bounds. It's a nice gain on first down. 2nd and 4.
Once again, thank you for checking us out tonight. I'm Heath Cooper along with the head boys basketball coach here at Grandview High School, Randy Farris, and the executive producer for Slice TV, Mr. Sheldon Neal, bringing you an unbelievable game. Opening night of high school football here in the state of Missouri. Grandview 41, Oak Park 40, and another run right up the middle for a first down.
Got
Coach,
it.
Again, Jarrell Alexander, what a game that young man has had.
Let the play clock run. The ref, because of a first down, the referee hasn't even started the play clock yet. So we're going to have 25 seconds after he starts the play clock. So we shouldn't be in any hurry here yet. We got 20 seconds left on the play clock right now. So we should do exactly what we're doing. Move our people around, get in the position we want to get in, snap the ball later in the play clock. There's still 10 seconds left on the play clock, so we're doing a nice job. Nice job. Don't let it run completely out, but use most of it. There you go. And then a nice running play.
Oh,
stay in bounds. Got to stay in bounds.
And he did. He stayed in bounds.
He stayed in bounds. The referee is winding the clock. We got a nice gain of 8 or so, and we stayed in bounds. That's exactly what we need to do. We're doing great play management clock management right now, and that's exactly what we need to do. We're going to get down with these 25 seconds. We're going to get down under 5 minutes.
And how about another back from the backfield? That time it's Javon Turner getting 8 yards.
Great job.
It's that stable of running backs that Grandview has that can just keep throwing bodies at you.
Remember last year, Javon Turner had some big games at running back. Today he's kind of played all over. He's played a lot of defense. He's been a key feature today. There he is again.
Get across that first down line. He might have got it, Coach. Looks like a healthy
close.
spot.
I think he's close.
Good news is that clock, well, they stopped the clock for the measurement.
Nope, they're calling a first down. Now they'll stop the clock until the chains move. Then the referee will come in and he'll instruct the play clock operator to start it, but then we will have 25 seconds. Then with this 25 seconds, we can get it down well into the 4-minute mark.
So let's hope Grandview.
And we're in the Wildcat. We've got the spread formation. We got the trips out here. We're in the Wildcat. Lead block, ISO, boom.
Jarrell Alexander
boom,
again. Wow.
And he gained
almost 10 yards.
I don't think he got the first down, but it's 9+, so it's going to be second and just a foot or so, and the clock is running. This is such a well-constructed drive. This is really good coaching here. This is what you do at the end of a game. This is how you win.
So we talked about Coach Leach in his 6th year, really establishing a good foundation with this program.
Still got good. Still got 18 seconds on the play clock. Great, doing a great job. Coach is very calmly slowing them down. They're looking. They're taking a second look over at him. He's got the play called. And here we go. All we need is 1 yard here.
And again, it's Alexander who breaks free for yet another first down, all the way down to the 36-yard line.
There we go. Now with this 25 seconds, we're going to get it down to 3 minutes and 30 seconds. What a beautiful drive. Beautifully well-constructed drive.
And, Coach, what they don't need here now is a flag, hold.
Don't need a flag, and definitely
a false start.
Ball security. The two things running backs got to be aware of. Don't run out of bounds and keep both hands on the ball, because now Oak Park will be trying to strip the ball. There we go.
Who's been quiet tonight, Coach, is Akeem Maladen.
Akeem Maladen. We haven't gotten the ball to him. I'm sure in the practices next week we will work on that. Look at this.
Good handoff.
Look at
great
this.
block on the perimeter by Ryan Winters.
Nice job. Nice job. The athlete, the center fielder, showing maturity, growing during this game as a quarterback, doing a much better job now than he did in the first quarter.
And
he's definitely going to be a factor as the season progresses.
Aldridge makes a great run, but it's Ryan Winters on the perimeter making a fantastic block to free him.
That's called a stock block. It's a very difficult block for a wide receiver, because he's got to keep contact for so long with that guy. You stalk the man like you're stalking somebody, and so it's called a stock block. And there's Javon.
Good job.
And
Oak
another
Park,
gain of 5. What a drive. What a drive.
That depth of
what
Oak Park.
A drive.
Maybe, starting to catch up.
We are. We're looking so calm, composed, doing exactly what we need to do. What a drive. Beautiful. Work of art.
And, Coach, how about let's forget about the clock. Let's just punch this thing in.
Of course, but we want to punch it in with another minute or so off if we can, or maybe scoring this play would be fine too. But if we could just get a first down, we get down inside the 8, we get a first down, and then punch it in after that, run all this time off. Don't even give them a chance. Good job.
Turner just grinding.
Turner. Now I think it's 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1. And Oak Park calls timeout because they've got to stop this drive. 2 things he's doing here. He's stopping the clock, he's trying to change the momentum, and he's giving his players a rest. So that's a really good timeout by Oak Park also.
So here we are in what's been a wonderful game tonight, an absolute shootout, 41-40. Grandview leads here on the Slice Network. Opening night of high school football here in the state of Missouri. And we couldn't have asked for a much better game. We've had a little bit of everything. Kickoff returns, long runs, lots of offense. We've even had some, I know the score's 41-40, but we've had some good defensive plays as well. So
we've had stops at times. So what they're going to have to shore up, they'll have to work on this week because, William Chrisman will get this game film. William Chrisman is going to test us inside. So we're going to have to shore up that inside defense. A lot of that is not looking in the backfield and reading the keys, and so we'll probably work on that all week.
So we just hear from Mr. Bounds that Jarrell Alexander now has 302 yards on the game, including, does Coach, he have 5 or 6 touchdowns? I think, does he have 6?
Yeah, I believe he has 5 because Ryan Winters has 1.
Now he is 16 yards away from the school record set by David Haynes all the way back in 1978 against Ruskin. Coach, he's got a shot at that.
Coach, it's 8 yards to the goal line, so I don't think we're going to get that.
Probably not going to get it unless Grandview somehow gets the ball back, but what a game by Jarrell Alexander.
Oh, nice call.
Touchdown,
nice
Aldridge.
Play call. What we did was we had Javon Turner there in the backfield. We sent him in motion and emptied the backfield, and the linebacker went with the motion, and so then the quarterback just picked the hole and ran it in for a touchdown. That is such good stuff. Great call. Great call.
So pending the extra point, Grandview takes the lead 47-40. With 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. Extra point here on its way and upcoming. Grandview could be up by 8. And they are.
They are.
Grandview 48, Oak Park 40. 2 minutes, 30 seconds remaining here on Slice.
And we're in a situation here where we want to kind of play it safe in the backfield. We want to give a little bit of a cushion, and yet we want 4 or 5 guys rushing the passer, pinning their ears back because they're probably going to be throwing. Now, even though they don't throw very much, they're probably going to be throwing some here. They will still mix in some runs, though, because that's their offense. But we got a good chance here to get interceptions and maybe a sack if they're going to be throwing the ball.
So you look at the sidelines, and what a good job that Coach Leach and his staff has done tonight, keeping this team in the game through all these changes in momentum. It's kind of been a roller coaster ride tonight. Were just multiple opportunities for Grandview to kind of fold it in and just go home, especially when they were down 14-0 early. But there you see a picture of Coach Leach and Coach Stanley on that coaching staff doing an awesome job tonight of keeping this Grandview team in the game mentally. Great kick to Wilson, who's had great returns all night, and here he goes. And he fumbled the ball, but gets it back at the 22.
Yeah, that ball, the kick had a lot of hang time and allowed the coverage to get down there under it. That was a nice kick, as you said. You pointed out that we were behind 14-0 earlier, but I'll tell you 2 words that changed the momentum when we were down 14-0. Jarrell Alexander.
Yes.
When he broke that first long run, that just kind of lifted the spirits on the sideline for the Bulldogs.
And not only the great yardage numbers, but how about his yards per carry? First half, 17 yards per carry. And, Coach, I would think he's over 10 for the game.
Oh, easy. Just one of the most outstanding performances at tailback that I've been at Grandview for 17 years. It's one of the most outstanding performances I've witnessed.
But not only him, and he's had an unbelievable game, but how about Winters? Javon Turner's had a great game. Obviously, Aldridge, who seemed to have gotten better as the game's progressed.
Yeah, Aldridge has gotten better right before our eyes. We still only have, that might be on us. We still only have one safety back there. We're not playing it very safe in the defensive backfield, so let's hope that we don't get burned deep by not having safeties back. Let's watch for that.
Well, and also, Coach, I know they've scored Oak Park scored 40 points, but honestly, the defense has had some really good plays all night.
Yeah, we have, and we've had stops. I look back to the biggest play of the night, Apa Vicenia on the goal line, where he just came through low, stayed lower than the center, came through and just exploded the play.
Scott will look, and there's that defense once again. They've got Scott in the back, and they will bring him down.
Okay, so that was supposed to be a rollout pass. They had 3 receivers in the pattern, but we stayed to the outside and wouldn't let him roll out, and we were able to keep him in the pocket. And if we keep him in the pocket, he's not going to be as effective. So let's hope that we do that again.
Number 24, Terry Thompson, the linebacker. There was several other Bulldogs to bring Scott down, and now Oak Park is in a real predicament here. Second and a long ways to go. Only a minute and 45 left in this one. Grandview leading 41-40.
Still only one safety covering half of the field. They're just going to go ahead and run it now.
Coach, I'm just not sure Oak Park can throw it. I mean, they haven't thrown it very much.
They haven't shown any desire to do so or ability to do so. So that puts us kind of in the driver's seat if they're going to have to run at this point, and especially since their quarterback seems to be definitely not at full speed the way he was in the first half.
This might be a safety as Scott escapes, and he's got a little bit of open room, but how about the pursuit by Grandview, and what a hit! What a hit! Again, Devin Woods. What a hit.
Okay, Devin Woods tackled him and then took him down, and a little bit out of bounds there. Might got to be careful. Don't need any penalties here this late. Just get them out of bounds. Don't worry about getting them down over by the yellow soccer line. Just get them out of bounds.
58 seconds remaining. Grandview 48, Oak Park 40 here on an
4th and 14.
Great night here at Grandview High School for a football game.
Okay, there's a timeout, Grandview.
So we will be back on the air here in a couple of weeks. Look for us again, same spot, www.myslicetv.com. We will be here once again. Sheldon, Neal will be running the board, Coach Farris, myself, as we welcome the Griffins, Winnetonka Griffins here in a couple of weeks here on Slice Network. So be sure to check us out on the 13th, 7 p.m. Same place, www.myslicetv.com.
Coach, next week's opponent, William Chrisman, is behind Platte County 35-0 going into the fourth quarter.
Wow. Okay, so a last effort for Oak Park. You would think that Scott would air it out here, but we haven't seen much from the Oak Park receivers all night. Here comes Scott. And he was just going to run it there. Oh, and it's taken away! The ball is taken away by number 24. That's Terry Thompson. The ball was stripped from Scott, and Terry Thompson takes it in for a touchdown.
That may be the strangest sack we have ever seen. You go in, have the guy trapped, one guy just goes in, grabs the ball, runs into the end zone.
And, Coach, I never would have guessed this from this Grandview team that lost so many offensive linemen from last year. They, of course, return Apa Vicenia, starting quarterback gone, and they put up 54 points on opening night.
Well, we're going to be able to run the football. I mean, that's just given. And there's some things that can be improved. Darian Aldridge is going to get better and better as he showed tonight. And Freedom Akeem Aladdin is going to be involved in the offense at some point. That's an anomaly. That's just a blip that you know that's going to happen.
How about when you can put up 54 points and arguably the best tight end in the Kansas City metro area doesn't even get not only catches but didn't get thrown to.
Got thrown to once. That was when we didn't get the 2-point conversion.
The 2-point conversion.
But didn't get very many passes thrown to him. So that can be fixed. I mean, that's real easy to fix. So, that's going to be something to look for. All right, we've got 51 seconds.
All right.
It'll be a squib kick, and then
just
Oak
down
Park will run a couple plays.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot Terry Thompson runs in the touchdown. So, man, what a performance by the Bulldogs tonight. Really, really happy for Coach Leach and his staff as they put up a whopping 54 points. And let's give some of those guys on that staff, of course, head coach Andy Leach, Coach Cornelius Blow, Brian Everett, Frank Foreman, William Harris, the new guy Cooper Moore, offensive line coach Coach Picard, Ozzie Stanley, Marty Stewart, Robert Webb, and Ian Young on that coaching staff doing an unbelievable job tonight. And Grandview, it looks like right now, will start the season 1-0 with a trip next week to William Chrisman. And just an unbelievable performance tonight by Jarrell Alexander. I don't think he's going to get the school record, but, man, he was close. I think he's probably within 10 or 15 yards. So, David Haynes, if you're out there, you are
I think
still
it's
alive.
16 yards.
16 yards. He's 16 yards away. Doesn't look like he will get it, but Grandview will leave tonight with a victory on the shoulders of Jarrell Alexander and his, I believe, 300-plus yards.
302, I believe.
Coach Bounds is going to give us an update here on yards. 302 for Jarrell Alexander, and Grandview High School runs for 373 yards tonight on the ground. Coach Bounds, do you have a yards per carry for Jarrell Alexander?
Yes, I do. He is averaging
14 yards a touch for Jarrell Alexander. I mean, the total yards enough for Gotti, but how about 14 yards per carry and 5 touchdowns? Thank you, Coach Bounds, for your stats. Once again, wow, we got someone online asking if Coach Everett is married. I do know that he is not married, so if a lucky young lady out there is interested in Coach Everett, he is a stud, a real stud. So he is available. So once again, bring those comments not only this game, but when we're back here in 2 weeks. Keep those comments coming. We love to see them. We'll definitely give you a shout-out here on the air. As mentioned before, if you'd like to see this barn burner of a game, once again, it will be in its entirety on the website, www.myslicetv.com.
All right, so now we're going to see, I think they're in the formation they're in with the big kid behind them. There's a new kid behind him that hasn't been in very much. Yeah, he's just going to lead.
There's 5 O'Neal up the middle again.
Yeah, he was just lead blocking.
You know, O'Neal is not an unbelievably fast runner, or he's shifty. He's just a good, solid running back.
And he's a gutsy kid. And all these backs and linemen for that matter for Oak Park have played a very gutsy game. You know, they've had a lot of guys going both ways. It's so hot, and they just continue to come every play. But they're going to let the clock wind down at this point, and the game, that's going to be the game.
So the clock ticks away, less than 10 seconds remaining in an unbelievable opening night game here from Grandview High School. It's Grandview 54, Oak Park 40 here on Slice TV.
Right here, 7 p.m. against Winnetown Park. So let's hear your Bulldogs